Hey, what is up, guys? And welcome back to another Magic the Gathering online league. We're back with Eldrazi ramp on the draw for game one. I think we mulligan this, right? There's not much to it. I mean, double Cake Man's nice. We do find Soul Land. It would be a Cake Man X1 on 2 and a Cake Man X2, X3 on 3, which isn't bad. This is an aggressive deck, then this would be pretty good, but it is into the blind, which makes me a bit more skeptical. Fine, fine. We'll keep. Reveal, Devour, and pass. A lot of interaction. I'm hoping for energy. Bottom line, I'm hoping for energy. Because if we have 2 Cake Mans, 2 K returns against energy, I think we're in a pretty good spot. We'll have to see. We are playing modified versions of my list. This one is more of a traditional Gruul Eldrazi ramp. We did make some adjustments to the sideboard as well with Spider Punk or the Omen Pass version, Krava, something like that. So that'll be exciting. Polluted Delta. Devour trigger. There's the Ugins Lab we were looking for. So we'll go Ugins Lab, draw Commercial District trigger. Once update the yard and pass. Would have been nice to have the Ice Tiller Myco, but really wanted that Soul Land. It's also possible that playing the Ugins Lab here would have been right. That way, drawn to a Temple, we could have K command, but it's only 4 hits off top. Meticulous Archive makes me start thinking that this is either Control or it is Goryo's. Consult the star charts makes me think it's more Control. We'll have to see, though. Which, if that's the case, then those Spider Punks will definitely be useful. Meticulous Archive, Surveil. Yeah, this is definitely Control. Utopia Sprawl. We could play for Sprawl. Go for... We don't need double red since this is traditional. We could just go double green. I think we might go Ugin Lab, though. Yeah, we'll go Ugin Lab. The problem is, right now, we're not playing anything for permission. We don't actually have any castables in hand. The interaction here in this hand looks really bad into my opponent's hand, so I think we just kind of hold. And we kind of stare at each other for a bit. 3K commands, that's looking nice. Sprawl. You have red. You can go for green. I guess now we just fire off K commands. Not much else to do. Just fire off K commands, force them to start using counter spells, then hopefully we resolve one, and we'll be good to go. Tune the narrative to yard. And if they go for a orange chant lock, I'm very much SOL, admittedly. Do you have an Isochron Scepter? 4 Witch Enchanter. ETB trigger targets. Float. Pop. And float. Ramp Scry draw. And done. Sanctum of Ugin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We really need a castable here. 2, 4, 5, 6. The land makes sense. Let's go to 7 and draw. And hope we draw into a 7-mana value spell. Worldbreaker, Sire, Devourer, all solid. I will pass. I will hold. That's a Talisman. I will cast Talisman then. Does that resolve? It resolves. I will pass. We'll use K Command X2 again. And see if that eats a counter spell. If they tap out completely, of course, we'll K Command in full, but otherwise we'll just hold those spawns. Hollowed Fountain, shock. I mean, even if they were to cast it to Fairy right now, I'd kind of be okay with it. Go to combat. We'll take the 2 down to 18. Yep, that is fine by me. Go to end step. Again, we're just going to K Command X equals 2 here. That resolves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have enough for Devour. I'm going to bottom both here. Draw. There's a World Breaker. Okay. There's an Orange Chant. Orange Chant's annoying, but will resolve. Sure. And draw and passing. We have a third K command. Want this? Consult the star. Yep, and kick. That will resolve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could crack Sanctum if we do K command X5. And if we do that, it does resolve. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'd be short 1 for 13, unfortunately. Yeah, at this point, if they just try and Orange Chant lock me, then we're kind of in a pickle. Opponent's thinking hard here. 5D pull 2. What are we thinking here, friend? Clearly a tough choice. Because we can definitely make this game go pretty long, and right now we do have a slight time advantage. What say you, opponent? 4. Is this a Wrath for 2? Feeling like it. Yep. In response, I will float. Alright. Attempt a phase change. I mean, we'll just full send it then. X equals 8. Triggers. I'm gonna say no. Opponent's gonna just scoop it. Alright, that works. They didn't have a counter spell in hand? That's wild. Alright, we'll take it. So that's control. And we were discussing whether or not Spider-Punk was going to be good enough to play, but Spider-Punk's seeming like a good choice here, friends. Look at the K returns. Disruptor Flute seems relevant. But Jukabog less relevant. Do we want Unholy Heat? Unholy Heat does deal with Planeswalkers, though notably if a Teferi's on board, it is a little bit rough. Void Mirror is also a possibility, but I think the Unholy Heat's probably better. We can cut a Rumble and probably cut a what? I like Devours. I don't like cutting Devours and playing Devours. Ghost Quarters, okay here. We can strip mine them out. The card I'm kind of iffy on is probably either Sire or World Breaker. I'm We also could cut an Emrakul, but I'm thinking maybe just cut Sire. And let's run it back. Alright, let's see if they're prepared for Spiderpunk. Hands, okay. We get to K Command X2 on 2. I will keep. I will pass. I'll shotgun Stomping Grounds for Sprawl on greens. We don't need double red. And draw. Thinking we go Wooded Foothills on the off chance they're playing Moon Effects. So let's go Wooded Foothills, fetch, Forest, Sprawl. We'll go for green, like I said. We don't need double red. We'll pass. And pass. Witch Blessed. And passing. Double. Ooh. That is a bit of a problem. That's a turn 2 orange chant. So, confirming here, they're going to be able to cast it. I do have Flute. We could go digging for Flute right now. I think it's correct to dig for Flute. See if you have a force. No Flute. I think we have to bottom both and just try and find more K commands or the Flute. So I'm going to, at this point, there's no real point in playing the Sprawl or the Talisman to play into a Wrath, honestly, when we're not going to be able to cast anything of value. So I think we pass at that point, and they're going to be able to just lock me out until further notice. And Scepter Lock. So now we need Flute at some point. Yep. There's Spawn. We'll Commercial District. Spawn to Yard. We don't need Spawn right now. We'll pass. No attacks. And we'll pass in full. I mean, we'll play it out. We have outs. There's the Scepter. I should just probably have that always yield. Orange Chant and draw. Stomping Ground tapped and pass. Blue Delta fetch. Surveil. And pass. Shifting Woodland Flute I don't think would work because it's not entering the battlefield. So I don't think that does, unfortunately. Their Scepter was always yield that at this point. Save a bit of time. And resolves. Draw. Play Gemstone. We'll pass. Man, I'm going to force them to present lethal damage. I have no reason to concede right now when we do have outs. The Teferi, though, does kind of lock me, I think. Yeah, at this point they have the full Teferi lock, which means... Actually, no, we're not dead yet. We're not dead yet because of Shifting Woodland. Yes, Shifting Woodland actually is our saving grace because we can make it into a creature to attack down Teferi. We're not out yet. We still have options. Malevolent Rumble, we'll pass in full, pitch a Utopia Sprawl. And pass. Teferi plus. So, no reason to concede until we need to. Right now we have the time advantage, which is relevant. They can cast Tune. The fact that they do have the snap is a bit unfortunate because now they do have a blocker. And there's Scepter. Orange Chant, and draw, pass. We actually pitched the Breaker, funny enough, but I think I'll just pitch the Utopia Sprawl. Utopia Sprawl is doing nothing. Pass. I guess we actually could pitch the Breaker. That's a Shifting Woodland target. That actually might not be a bad idea. I'll take the 2. Solid Fountain, Shock, 12, draw. Chant. Yep. Thing is, they likely have also Solitude at some point, which means that even if we do get the Shifting Woodland, it might not matter. And Consult. Yep. Doing things. Forest. Pass. Not the forest we're looking for. I'm going to hold this time on the off chance they Teferi try and tick down spawn. Alright. I'll just block at this point. Draw. Orange Chant. Yep. Draw. Another Consult. Just gonna start chaining Consults. Nope, Solitude. So funny that with them playing the Solitude, that actually might be good for us here. Ho. Hey, opponent. That's a Shifting Woodlands friend. I wish I did pitch this World Breaker now instead of the Utopia Sprawls. The fact they're not worried about it, though, does concern me. Okay. No dice there. I mean, we're just going to go for it. Go Soin Myco Spawn. Like I said, I should have pitched the World Breaker at some point. But I'm going to guess they have something. Combat. Attack Teferi. And there's the Solitude. Yeah, I mean, that was what I figured was going to happen. So at this point, they are presenting lethal damage, and I have no outs. I'll concede. Let's go to 3. We'll cut the Gemstone. I mean, Bog is objectively not a good card here, I don't think. But we can cut 2 down to 22. Probably keep the Rumble or the Sire. I'm going to say the Sire. And run it back. Yeah, if the Grafdigger's Cages were... I guess actually Voidmere might not be a bad idea here. Actually... I'm just going to do that real quick. What else would I want? Yeah, I think that was just like the quickest thing I could do, but I think that might be right. The Void Mirrors do help. That hand is hot garbage, though. We'll mulligan. This hand is interesting. I will maybe just pitch a Stomping Ground, try and K-Command X2 on 2 to kick a card. Yeah, that seems reasonable. We don't need red. I guess we do have Spider Punk, but we can always fetch. So yeah, I think we'd do that. Temple, pass. The difference between Voidmere and Trinisphere is that eventually they can play through the Trinisphere. They can't play through the Voidmere. It will always counter Orim's Chant because no mana is being paid to cast it. There's Rumble. I'm going to hold the Temple. Let's see if we can K-Command here. Blue to Delta. Surveil. Don't want to play into a Force. We could just try and see if we can fire off K-Command now into a Consign, but I think I'll just hold. And use it as permission. I will cast K-Command X equals 2. Does this resolve? It does. Talisman bottom, Devourer top is tempting here. Top, draw. Do you have Orange Chant? Misty Rain, fetch. Stomping Ground, shock. Myco spawn. And target archive. Opponent will just scoop it up. We'll take the win. Good stuff. We'll be back for match number 2. Alright, we're back for match 2 on the play for game 1. I will keep. I will pass. Tapped. So it feels like this is probably control. I mean, I think we just go shifting or Windswept Teeth, fetch, surveil, lab, hold up K command into Myco spawn, try and go Ghost Quarter lock. Yeah, that's probably right. End step, Mystigate, yeah, definitely control. Correct. The question is another Orange Chant lock? And also, why am I finding so many control matchups? Rumble top. Draw. Do we want to rumble? I mean, it could get just a counterspell out, so I think a Shifting Wood is right. Then again, a K command is permission for the Myco spawn, so I think we go Lab, Imprint Breaker, K command permission. Okay. To consult. Yep, consult resolves. And we're just going to play around to Fairy. Do you got it to Fairy? Yeah, do. Do I even need to cast the K command then? We can. I'm going to ramp Scry Draw. And then adds types to yards for the Shifting Woodland. Utopia Sprawl is mana neutral, so I will put that on top and draw. You want to try and bounce the spawn, friend? You won't draw a card if you do. Do it. Otherwise, you fear getting kicked. So we draw into a temple we can kick. Target, nothing. Okay. And hold. Draw. Gemstone a bit late to the party, friend. So I am thinking we go Shifting Woodland. Target. And we'll go double green. And we will cast Sowing Myco spawn. Actually, we could do this. Double green, float, sack spawn, cast Myco. Do we want to Ghost Quarter this turn? I don't think we necessarily need to. So in that case, I'm going to Myco spawn, resolve. We're going to grab the Ghost Quarter regardless. I'm going to rumble. See if I can put a creature in the yard for the Shifting Woodland. Rumble. Force, Spell Snare out. That's fine. We'll pass. And pass. The Fairy plus. Land. We'll go to combat first and try and swing out at Teferi. See if they have a Solitude they want to pitch. Go to combat. Swing at Teferi. Fetch Scouting Tarn. Down 19. Watergrave. Shock. Push. Want this? Consult kick. So dig 4, pull 2. Tap down. And time for our friend Ice Till. Ghost Quarter. Let's attack your black source. Ghost Quarter, trigger. Let's attack your Mysticate. Ghost Quarter. Let's go after Fountain. Alright, you have your 4 basics. I'll pass. Consult. I guess we maybe should have held. I guess it wouldn't matter. Once we go through the second one, they would have just gone regardless. I guess we could have went for the untapped ones. Yeah, I guess we should have went for the untapped ones. Supreme Verdict. We have the Shifting Woodland, so we can actually continue to go after the Ghost Quarter lock. Let's see. And this is really fun. We don't care about Worms Chant here. We physically don't care. This is fun. All right. Draw. Let's play the Temple. Green, yeah. So we can just go Shifting Woodland, target. I guess we didn't want to play the Temple. Rip. Green. I guess I kind of do want the World Breaker up though, because 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think this is fine. And then Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter target. How many basics do you have? Alright, and at this point I'll pass, and we will have a World Breaker next turn. Narset, okay. Narset minus finds what? So this is a Days Undoing list. Island Cycle, Meticulous Archive, Surveil. So do I want to go Shifting Woodlands and just keep on stripping, or do I want to go for the World Break? World Break can take out the Narset, but do I care about the Narset right now is the question. I mean, a body on board's a body on board. We do need to win at some point, but we just strip all their lands. Yeah, I guess we can strip attack Narset. Yeah, I think that's probably the better play, so we'll just draw. So, target Ice Till. I guess what I can do, let me first play a land. And then target Ice Till. I guess we shouldn't have played a land. And Shifting Wood. Go to combat. Attack Narset. Again, we get to hold up the World Break. Narset to 1, Ghost Quarter. Yeah, I should have probably just done that and played that twice. And at this point, pass to, yeah, like I said, should not be playing the land first. I'm just always in the mentality of I should be playing a land, not thinking that we're going to go for the Ice Still for the double Ghost Quarter, because they should be down 2 additional lands at this point, more or less. Okay, here to hand. I mean, we can attack down the Narset, and we should be fine. So I think we just hold then. Draw. All right, we're not playing a land. We're going to Shifting. Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter, Ghost Quarter a land. Ghost Quarter a land. Yep, you can do that. You can Orange Chant, but we have the Shifting, so it doesn't matter. Given that they went to Orange Chant there, I feel like they probably don't. So I'm going to Shifting. Shifting the Ice Till. Green. And like this. Ghost Quarter. Triggers. Okay, there's a Solitude pitching the Wrath this time. Yep, so they do have it. We mill a card. Yeah, they should be down 2 more lands, realistically speaking. We could and should have played that better, admittedly. So Ice Till down. We're good now. We'll take out double blue or double white. Double white does take out their ability to stop attacks, I guess, but they have the orange chant in hand, which is a bit annoying. We can't play anything else. Double white, double blue. Double blue gives them access to force, counter spells. Double white gives them access to solitude, wrath. Yeah, I think we have to take out the blue. And at this point, I will pass. And pass. We have the Devourer, so if they do play something, we can devour it. Okay, that means they don't have the orange chant in hand. That's good. There's K command. I will cast Devourer and exile Kahira. And since I assume they're playing Days Undoing, I'm going to Bajukabog their yard here. And pass. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. World Break at blue. I guess that's true. Maybe we should have hit the Narset because of Days. And then Orange Chant. Kicker, draw. Stomping Grounds tapped and pass. And I guess the 3-2 doesn't matter in the grand scheme. There's the Days, yeah. Emrakul in hand though, 2. And then we'll kick the MTGO. We lucked out a little bit there, to be transparent. Hit the island. Yeah, we should have definitely hit the Narset. So a little bit of misplays here. Should have played differently for our lands. Should have played a little bit differently. Subtlety's fine. Can we just get back Ghost Quarter now? Yeah, I was about to say, we can just get back Ghost Quarter now, take out another land. Doesn't matter where I put the MTGO, because we're going to grab a land. Ghost Quarter. And then Devour hit Narset. And then on end step, we can bring back World Breaker, get rid of their last planes, and we should have an empty board. I'm gonna take this archive, we'll get rid of the archive. They shouldn't be running EFEMs, we don't care about Solitude. Speaking of, end step, return World Breaker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, I'm gonna hold World Breaker on the off chance they do Orange Chant me. That way I can't get Days Undoing if it's in my hand, right? Return World Break. Cast World Break. World Break target and pass. And pass. Yeah, I guess they can chant response to the land trigger. Hey, that's true. I feel like most people would just fire it off, but a smarter player would know better. Rumble. Let's go Utopia Sprawl here. Green. Triple green, colorless green, Rumble. There's MTGO. And we'll scoop it up. Okay. Definitely could have played a bit better, admittedly, but we did get there in the end. Still trying to get used to some lines here. Now, I don't think they're on the orange chant lock, but I guess they could be running a copy of. Regardless, we're going to cut the returns. The bog is actually somewhat relevant, but not entirely. Let's bring Kraza, otherwise known as Spider-Punk. We can cut what here? Because I want flutes. At the very least. We can cut a rumble for a flute. We can cut a 7-mana value spell plus bog, I suppose, for the void mirrors. I guess actually we do need the heats. Are the heats better than flutes? I guess it depends, right? I think we can probably cut the bog, cut a 7-mana value spell. Because the heats do kill the planeswalkers, but the flutes can stop both the Orange Chant lock as well as planeswalkers, so give and take. It also has utility into Consign the Memory, so we can name that in advance to trying to cast something. So if we were to cut a 7-mana value spell, which would have more utility here, or less, the least utility, probably Sire. So probably cut a Sire here. Maybe run it back like this. Yes. Okay. Let's do that and see where we're at. There's our flute. There's Stomping Ground, Utopia Sprawl, Rumble. We can make this work. Do need to draw into some lands though. Opponent's down to 6. And Archive, Surveil. Draw. Forest. We'll go for Forest Sprawl for green. Need to go double green. We do have the red source for Spiderpunk. Pass. Trying to think here. We could go Windswept Teeth. They could be holding up a counterspell. We could Flute. If they play Teferi, we can name Teferi after they cast for the Flute. That way just kind of bricked. That might be correct. Otherwise, we play the Rumble probably into a Spell Snare, which I'm not as big of a fan of. So I think we go Windswept Teeth, hold Flute, and pass. Fetch, Flooded Strand. Surveil. And land, fetch. Thinking this is the Teferi, like I think it is. Narset, Flute. Narset, Parter Veils. Go to end step. Fetch, Surveil, trigger Sanctum. Well, I do want color sources for these K commands. It's not exactly the one I want right now. We could play the Rumble. That way we do have a K command up that we can't draw on our turn. We'll put it on top. Let's fire off the Rumble first, see if they have Force. No Force. There is Lab and Myco. The Myco is a body on board. The Lab does insulate the Emrakul from a Daze Undoing for what it's worth. I think the Myco is probably better in the long run. That would be my thought. Because then we play a Sanctum. We can hold up the K command X1 to make a spawn scry draw. Let's go Myco. Play the Sanctum. Hold up the K command. Next turn we can kick and put pressure on the Narset. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. End step. Ram scry draw. Paying cost. I mean, them countering this is fine. Temple, best thing we could have drawn off top, by and large. Kick. Why the red source? I imagine it's a sideboard card, so probably getting rid of white-blue is better. Because one of their deck is playing red. Nothing I can think of that's relevant. So let's take out the archive. Fetch. This looks like a consign, so I imagine they'll consign the triggers, leave the body. We'll see, though. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 next turn. Consign. Yep. Yield. And yield to all. Yep, there's the body. We'll pass. And pass. Next turn we'll start attacking down the Narset. Supreme Verdict, okay. Draw. Devourer. Stomping Grounds. Cast Devourer. This way we're insulated from a Days Undoing. And we have a body on board. We want to Sanctum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not thinking we do because we have 7. If we draw into a land, we can cast the Emrakul, so I'm going to say no. And pass. And pass. Opponent's passing. We draw. Unholy Heat. We'll go attacking. Do you have a Solitude? And cost. There's a Solitude, which means that you don't have a force in hand, so we could K-command, scry, draw, exile Solitude. Do I care about the 3-2 in the grand scheme of things? Probably not, actually. So that will resolve. And we'll just go to end step. K-command. And I think I'll just hold up a red source for the Unholy Heat. And done. That is bottom all at this point. Because we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we have enough for Emrakul regardless. Bottom all draw. Still found a temple, and we'll hold. And hold. 2 in hand, attack. Let's see here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. I mean, we can just block Vespawn sack it. I don't think I can double cast all too easily here. Block. And sack. There's no life gain for you. Second main. Paying cost for Kahira to hand. And passing. Draw. Sire's 7 death. I mean, we can bait out interaction that way. And 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I suppose we'll do it this way. Triggers. Yeah, I'm gonna say no. Does the Sire resolve? It does. No counter magic in hand then. Either that or they have a solution for the Sire, potentially. Land, 3 in hand. One of them's Kahira. Goes attacking. I mean, they could have Galvanic Discharge, but this shouldn't matter. Curious, because first strike. Is this a Wrath? It is. Yep, that will resolve. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yep, so we have enough for Emrakul. 2 cards in hand, one of them's Kahira. We draw. I mean, at this point it just kind of makes sense to Emrakul. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 minus 4 would be 11, so not enough for the Mycospawn plus Emrakul together. So I think we just cast Emrakul here. And trigger Sanctum. Fetch Arid Mesa is one of the last cards in hand, consigned to memory. Surveil. I'm gonna say yes. They did leave it on top. Devour seems decent. Worldbreaker seems decent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 minus 4 is 4, so we can't double cast next turn. I mean, Devour just outright gets rid of something if they have anything to play. So I think we just play the Devour. Then again, we have Unholy Heat to deal with it. So we'll go Worldbreaker. Our turn. You have an Orange Chant. Why would you not play the Orange Chant, though? Flooded Strand, main. Flooded Strand, fetch. No Surveil lands. Fail to find. Cast Orange Chant. Target you. And pass in full. Lethal's on board now. Paying cost for Kahira. Alright. And pass. Hold. Let's go to combat. And opponent scoops it up. Alright, we'll take the win. We'll be back for match number 3. Alright, we're back for match 3 on the play for game 1 against Doom Switch. I've added to my data sheet who I'm playing against. This hand's interesting. I will keep it. Temple, pass. Supposedly they might be on E-Tron, which means this Ghost Quarter will put in a lot of work. But that doesn't look like E-Tron to me. That's Marsh Flats, a Plains, and a Pride. K-Command is perfect here then. I will hold K-Command. Do I take the 1? I mean, I think it's just right to take the 1 here. Fletchman fetch. Is this a bombardment? Voice of Victory. In response, we're going to ramp and exile the Pride. And done. Voice and pass. And draw. Shock the Stomp. Utopia Sprawl for green. Do we K-Command the Voice of Victory? Or do I play the Ice Till into Ghost Quarter and start going after their lands? I'm pretty sure they play 3 basics. I'm tempted to just go after the Voice of Victory, to be completely honest. And then play Ghost Quarter next turn. Yeah, 2 plains, 1 mountain, sometimes only 1 plain. So I feel like going after the Voice here might be better. Play Talisman. K-Command, we'll Scry draw exile, since we have plenty of lands right now. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. And done. So Voice down. Yeah, then that's my thought. Ooh. Wait, can we triple Ghost Quarter next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I think we're short there. But I think actually just going Rumble. Yeah, Rumble, Ice Till, I think still makes sense. So I'll pick up the Rumble, and then pick up the Ice Till. Then we can triple Ghost Quarter the following turn. I think at that point, that should lock him out of the game. Surveil or Shock? Shock 13, Flage. Flage. So now I have a little bit of a quandary here, right? We can Ghost Quarter. We need to get rid of the red sources. Because if I do too many, then they can flage. Well, actually, let's first do this. Let's be smart. Let's first rumble. We will play the rumble, because then we'll have enough for the ice still. I'll grab the Sire Devourer. I think we grab the Devourer, and then we go off on their lands. They'll play the Flage, and then we'll just devour the Flage. Yeah, I think that's right. Devourer. Ice Till. Ghost Quarter. Mill. Go after Sacred Foundry. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I just pick up the Ghost Quarter. There actually is a thought here to just holding and not using the Ghost Quarter again. I think that might be right. That way they can't play the Flage without first casting something. Or having a fetch. This also means that if an instance they kill the Ice Still, then we can cast the Devourer. I think that might be right. So let's just pass. And hold the quarter. And now we have the Devourer for the Flage. This way they can't get into like Arena of Glory. Okay, they have the Arid Mesa, they have the Flage, that's fine. If they play the Flage, Helix me, I'm okay with that. Yep, that is okay. We have the Devour for a reason. Down to 12. End step. We can Ghost Quarter the Foundry. I mean, do we need to do this now? I guess we don't need to do this now. Yeah, we can just hold. Draw. Temple. So actually, let me do the math real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, leaving behind 2. Can I actually Ice Till play 3? Yeah, I think we can just Ice Till here. I get to play 3 lands. Temple, trigger. Temple, trigger. We can Ghost Quarter, Sacred Foundry. Play Ghost Quarter, last land. Devourer. Devourer Flage. Flage down. Go to combat. This way we have the Ghost Quarter on field, so that they can't Thraben Charm it out. And next turn we can triple Ghost Quarter, and that should be the entirety of their lands. Yeah, this... And there's a Thraben Charm. Yes, we played around it. Okay. These are the small lines that I'm starting to learn how to play around with Ice Still. I think we always want to end the turn with Ghost Quarter on field, if we can help it. So we can kick Myco Spawn. Yeah, I'm just going to scoop it up. All right, good stuff. Yeah, little things like that I think go a long way. Ending the turn with Ghost Quarter on field to avoid Grave Hate. Because yeah, that's all their lands gone, leaving them with just a Guide of Souls. Brutal. Okay, I feel like we played that well. I feel like we played that tight. Let's go to sideboards. We of course want the Unholy Heats. We don't want to cut the Bajuka Bog. We probably can cut Rumble. They don't have a lot of removal that actually deals with Explorer all too much, so I don't think we need to cut that. I don't want to cut Sire. We could cut a Breaker or an Emrakul. I think the Breaker might make more sense here. Keep the Heats, keep the Returns, and run it back. Wayscape's not needed, Karaza's not needed, Grafter's Cage is nice but not needed. Flute's okay, but again, not needed. I can run it back like this. Alright. We are on the draw. They're shifting wood. The only thing is, like, this doesn't really get us anywhere fast. We can turn 1 Stomping Ground, Utopia Sprawl, sure. Talisman of Impulse, Commercial District, sure. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn 3, 5. If we draw into K command, we can't cast it, which means we're really just angling for Ice Till Mycospawn, which to be fair is 8. And if we do find Mycospawn, then we can get to Sire on 4, which is pretty good, but is that too slow is the question. I'll keep it. We'll pass. This one's very speculative. Ocelot Pride. K returns also solid. There's the Ice Till. We can Stomping Ground Shock. Utopia Sprawl for green. And pass. So we do have the Ice Till on 3. And potentially the Sire on 4. Bombardment. Bombardment does put a clock on me, though. 17, a theoretical 15. There's the Mycospawn. So, Talisman of Impulse. Commercial District trigger. Mycospawn. Do we want another Mycospawn? I'm not entirely certain that I do, to be honest. I mean, Mycospawn gets me, like I said, to Sire. I'm not sure we want another Mycospawn right now. I'm going to put that to yard. I'm going to pass. And pass. Next we can Mycospawn. We can kick it if we do find a soul land. Casting Blood Moon. That is a genuine problem. We can still play the Mycospawn, but not the Ice Till. Okay, now we can play the Ice Till. So, but do we want to play the Ice Till? Kind of the same deal. Then we play the Mycospawn then. Play the Myco. I mean, at this point we just should go double green, I think. For the Ice Till next turn. Forest. And pass. And pass. We'll play the Ice Till first, then the Shifting Woodland, see if we can mill into a land. The Johnny's a problem, because a Johnny... Token target Mycospawn or token target me? Target me, then a Johnny 4 at Myco, 3 at me, down to 11. 11, a theoretical 7. So what's my out here? We don't really have much. So we can Ice Till. We can Shifting. Let's see here. Mill a card. K return. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Unfortunately, we can't play the Devourer. The Sire's decent, but yeah, I think I'm just dead because a Johnny. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, no, we're just dead. Never mind. We should just conceded. That's no way out without a Johnny. A Johnny plus the Bombardment. Alright, let's cut the Gemstone, bring back the World Break, and run it back. On the play for game 2. I mean, this hand is okay. Devours make it better. Yeah, we'll keep it. Reveal 1 Devour. We don't need to reveal 2, I don't think. Because we're not trying to make the hand functional. The hand is decently functional with the Rumbles. Reveal 1. Trigger. I'm going to grab Temple here. The K command is tempting, admittedly, but we don't have a way to cast it, whereas the Temple does ramp us. Between the Sprawl, the Rumble, the Temple, we should be good. I will say, not being able to fetch there is a bit awkward, though. And double green. And pass. And pass. Marsh Flats, fetch 19. Sacred Foundry 17. What do you play on 1? Goddess Soul is fine. Draw. There's the Temple. Let's first cast the Rumble. Double green, Rumble. There's a Talisman, there's a Myco spawn. We'll grab the Myco. And I will play Wooded Foothills. We could also go another Rumble, and it would be mana neutral. Wooded Foothills, fetch, Forest, and Rumble. There's a K return. There's an Emrakul. We'll grab the Emrakul. We're setting up for the later turns. We'll pass and hold. Next turn we have a kicked Myco. Discharge, sack and response, so they don't get more energy. And Guide of Souls. We had Labyrinth in the opening four for Devourer, but not for Rumble. So we have Temple. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Green. Green. Cast Myco. Always yield, and we'll go for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We'll grab Temple and pass. Yeah, I guess in retrospect I should have kept the whatchamacallit. Lab, you're correct. That is a fair assessment. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And green. And I suppose at this point we're not attacking. Need one more land for the Emrakul. Yeah, I didn't think about the double sprawl. Then again, I think we had double. Damn, Raven Charm, like the one of draw. K command's worthless now. Yeah, we could have double rumbled and I think kept the spawns. Now we're in a bit of a pickle. Alright, we'll pass. That Thraben Charm, I think, shut me out. Also, that Pride triggers. Now they can float a Guide of Souls. Flays Helix, Myco Spawn, which means now they can double Guide of Souls. Yeah, that Thraben Charm, I think, shut me out the game. And me being a little bit less efficient. Draw. Sanctum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but we don't have World Breaker. Instead, we have Devourer. We'll hold back, but they're going to float the Ocelot Pride. And that's a Flage. Yeah. I think we're dead. Yes. Yes. Because 3... float, yes. Yep, that is the game there. Yeah, if I did keep the lab, no, that is fair. If I kept the lab, we would have been able to double Utopia Sprawl, double Rumble, hold both spawns. That would have accelerated me into one of my 7-minute value spells or the Emrakul sooner. Nope, that is a fair assessment. I was thinking more going Temple. What was my thought process there? Because it was, I think, Lab, Stomping Ground, K Command, Temple. We had Stomping Ground and Utopia Sprawl. Double Rumble. So yeah, grabbing the Lab would have been able to tuck the Devour, or go double green, Rumble. And we would have been able to kick Myco Spawn or to play Devour at that point. Nope, that is a fair assessment. So, bit of a misplay on my part. All right. Well, we'll be back for match number 4. All right, we're back for match 4 on the play for game 1. Suppose the opponent's playing energy, in which case K return, K command would both be good. We can keep, we have the Devourer, we can tuck the Devourer, hold the Sire, trigger. Whiffing on both. There's a Myco that we can play on 3, or we can go for a Lab and hope, but I think we go for the Myco as it's more immediately castable. And pass. And hold on the off chance that's relevant. Shouldn't be, but you never know. Marsh Flats fetch. Sacred Foundry shock, and sure enough, there's the Ragavan. Well, definitely wish I saw the K return, K command. We'll put a pause on end step. Though I guess, actually, big actually, I should hold in case they're playing main deck Blood Moon. Probably one pill for stomping around, that's fine. And voice, end step, surveil, power to yard, rainforest, surveil, another Myco. Play forest, cast Myco. For temple, and pass. Next turn we have the Sire. Guide of Souls. You have a Static Prison. I mean, if you use a Static Prison on Myco, I'm very happy. Guide of Souls trigger. That's fine. You can float a card if you voice. If you attack with voice, you can float voice. Hit me for 3. I guess hit me for 4 since I can only block a mobilize. Yep, triggers. So now we need to hope they don't have Thraben Charm Static Prison to deal with the Sire. And draw. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 minus 4 would be 3, so no. In that case, we will play the Ghost Quarter. And play Sire and pass. Alright, Thraben Charm or Static Prison are your answers now. And there's a Static Prison. Okay. Well, that's a problem. Now what? I suppose you try and get this Devourer out to get rid of the Static Prison. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you draw into a 7-mana value spell, we can make it work. Of course, Ragavan's going to pilfer the 7-mana value spell I want. Watch. It's bound to happen. Otherwise, we're never getting that Sire back. That is a matter of fact. I think I'm actually dead next turn if I don't. Yeah. As it stands, at least. About to take 7, 8 down to 5. Also means a Goblin Bombardment kills me. Oh, actually, we take 10 down to 3, which means a Flage kills me. Ugh. Yeah. Energy going to energy. There's a Rumble. Glad we didn't see that. Need a 7-mana value spell here. Draw. K return. K return, unfortunately, is not enough. Because they have another 7 in the air. So the K return does not do it. Again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're 1 short of the Devourer. We will concede. All right. Let's go to sideboard. We'll bring in Unholy Heat. And we will cut the gemstone and a breaker. And run it back. Feel like they play like, what, 2 Static Prison at this point? So we just got wicked unlucky there. Either we're holding one in hand, or they drew into it. I will keep and go Sprawl for red. That way we can play the K return for red and pass. And pass. I'd love to see a temple from Myco Spawn so we can go Ghost Quarter and try and go for the Ghost Quarter loop. 19. Sacred Foundry, Shock 17 for Ragavan. That is unfortunate. There's Lab. So in that case, I'll play the Forest. I'll hold the return. I don't want Ragavan hitting me, though, is the only thing. I mean, I guess if I get Blood Moon, do I care? No, they can't Charm all me. So what's the worst case scenario? 3 mana? I think actually I'll let the Ragavan hit me. I'm not a fan of it, but I think it's correct. Let them play into the K return. There's a Myco Spawn, that's fine. You suck. You are holding. Yeah, I guess I'll just hold at this point. Sire 7 death. No, there's not enough to where I can play Myco Spawn and hold up return. Because 5, yeah, we would need this to be a red source and also another lab. So it might just be better to go Misty Rain. And possibly just hold the K return. Next turn we can kick a Myco if we want. Otherwise we can play Myco. They Galvanic Discharge it. They hit into Myco with the Ragavan. And I'll just hold the K return. Fetch, Fledge, Surveil. We'll Surveil next turn. See what we find. Because I guess we can then kick. We can then go for Ghost Quarter. We have the 7. I guess those Sires there. Maybe not. Combat. Do we let Ragavan hit? Question of the day. Yeah, we'll let Ragavan hit. If it means they're not playing anything, I suppose. Finds Utopia Sprawl. That is fine. We're going to shuffle that away anyways. Land, you have 5. We have no non-basics. You have to play things eventually, right? Marshflat's fetch 15. A Johnny resolves. A Johnny triggers. End step. Fetch Rainforest. Surveil. Trigger. I'm thinking Ice Yard. Ice is nice. It has a body that can stick. Put it on top. K return, see if you have a way to flip a Johnny. Pass. Yep, there's a discharge, target own cat. Assume that was the case. And draw. So now we can go, I think we go Ugin Lab, Imprint Sire, kick Myco. Kick a land. The Ragavan treasures are annoying for that, though, admittedly. I will grab the Ghost Quarter. One, two, three, four, five, six, yeah. I will pass. Hold the quarter. I don't want it in yard with a Thraben Charm. Arena of Glory. And Flage. No. What is this? Charma. They do have the Charma. Charma will hit Lab. A Johnny trigger, target me for 2. And we will draw. K return. I mean, we could K return, so if we attack, they block with Charma, let's say. So we start with Ice Till. And play 2 lands. I still 2 lands. If I K command or K return, get rid of the cat, attack with Myco, they get rid of the Johnny at that point. Or they either block the Charma or they get rid of the Johnny. I will Ice Till. I will play the Lab. Triggers. Yield all, no imprints. Misty Rainforest. Trigger. Fetch. For a forest. Trigger. K return. Go to combat. Attack a Johnny. Pass. This way they don't have a red permanent on board for a Johnny. Next turn we can start attacking a Johnny and ghost quartering them if they don't have anything else. We also have K return in yard if needed. Paying cost for what? Season Pyro. They pitch 2. And now Johnny can hit 4 at Ice Till. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Would like a 7-minute value spell here. Myco. Flasian Yards. We do want to go Bajuka Bog. Make sure Bog's not exiled or in yard. So what I can do here then is I can Ice Till play 2. I still play 2, but then we don't have enough, do we? Whereas if I Myco spawn kick, then we don't have enough for Ice Till. The alternative is that we don't even kick the Myco, just put bodies on board. That might be the better play. And again, those bodies are going to likely die. There is another thought. And I can't exactly ignore the Flage, though. There's another thought to playing Myco Spawn and then go for a Shifting Wood. Shifting Wood might work because we have a Siren Yard. Exile the Arena of Glory, go for Shifting Wood. Or we play the Myco Spawn. Go for Shifting Wood, Ice Till, but then they can haste the Flage, so we can't do that. You have to get rid of the Arena of Glory at the end of the day. So Bajuka Bog or Shifting Wood is the question. Yeah, this has been a bit of annoyance. Let's start with Ice Till. Ice Till plays Misty Rain. Trigger. Play... I guess we can actually do all the above. Should have played the Stomping Ground, admittedly. Because now I have to fetch Shock. Yeah. Not thrilled by that prospect. There's Devourer. Yeah, it's more painful than I'd want. Cast triggers. The Jukabog. Target you, no more Flage. Stomping Ground's tapped. Trigger. And pass. Marsh Flats fetch. 14 Surveil. Ring of Glory to Yard. 2 in hand. Johnny can hit me for 5 down to 4. I'm not dead yet. Okay. Ocelot Pride. Now I'm dead. Yeah, short of finding the 7 of value spell off top, I don't think there is too much I could do. Yeah. Unfortunate. And concede. Alright. Well, we'll be back for match 5. Alright, and we're back for match 5 on the draw for game 1. Opponent Mulligan's down to 5. Supposedly, our opponent might be on E-Tron. We'll see if that's true. Reveal Devourer and pass. Doesn't look like E-Tron to me. Trigger. There is Lab, there is Rumble, there is Talisman. I think we grab the Lab here, right? That makes the most sense to me. Go Lab. Draw. We'll go Windswept Teeth and pass. Pause on end step. Sewer Surveil. Could be Goryo's. Could be Murktide. You don't get much information off that swamp. Bailmerk. Okay. There's the Quantum Riddler, Emperor Bones. So it feels like Blink pulls up the Riddler. End step Surveil. Sanctum to Yard. And draw. Shifting Wood. So I think we go Ugin's Lab or Temple here. We're going to play the Rumble. That much is certain. Play the Rumble. A second Lab. 2, 3, 4, 6 next turn. Could just grab the Sprawl and try and ramp. Next we have the Ice Till. Yeah, I think we'll just do that. Sprawl. And pass. 4 types in Yard. We'll pass in full. Quantum Rid, draw a card. Do you have an Ephem? No, Ephem missed their land drop. Draw. Another Devourer. We'll play the Shifting Wood. We will Utopia Sprawl for green. So we have double green for Explorer. In which case, then I can play Lab. Triggers. Yield to all. Taka Devourer. Mill. And at that point, that's our last land, we'll hold. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Next turn we do have Emrakul. I might play Devourer to eat the Overlord. Paying cost. Quantum Rid. Draw a card. Did you find a land? Solitude, Prismatic. Makes me think this might be Goryo's to some degree. Solitude's already out. So unless they have another Solitude. Now, of course, we found the Ghost Quarters now. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Versus 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I suppose we could just play Devourer. I think that might be correct here. Devourer will eat the Overlord and will pass. And pass. And Pun will scoop it up. Not entirely sure what this is. It feels like more Goryo's than it does Blink, but I guess they could be playing Catcher Blink with Prismatic, would be my thought. Heat. Wayscape. Cut the K returns. Cut a Rumble. Cut a Breaker. Not even sure the Wayscapes are necessarily, well, necessary. It's possible that might be better to go Kraza plus Malevolent Rumble since we're going to be playing against Consign, but it should be only Consign. We already have Ice Stelch plays through it, so I think we're fine like this. It's not like Murktide or Ock, stuff like that. So we can go turn 1 Utopia Sprawl into Rumble. I will keep and pitch a Sprawl. And pass. Gala Shrine Shock, you got a Thoughtseize. You do. Hits the Rumble. I'd be surprised if you didn't. Takes the Emrakul. Makes me think you have an Emperor Bones in hand. Lab. We want to play the Rainforest here. Rainforest Fetch for green. Sprawl. For green. Rumble. Could grab Devourer. Right now we're looking at 6 mana, so we do draw into a Myco that is tempting. I will grab the Devourer. And pass. And pass. Do you have the Emperor Bones? Like, I think you do. Marsh Flats Fetch 15 and Olive Fountain Shock 13 for White Orchid Phantom. Huh. Did not expect that'll be real. Yes. Green and draw. Shifting Wood. Oh. Well, that's funny. Do I play the Shifting Woodland? I mean, that's actually lethal if they don't pay attention. Yeah, we'll play a Shifting Wood. I will pass. They target it with the White Orchid, let's say. We can then Shifting Wood target Emrakul, make it into a creature. I think it's just a creature. Becomes a copy of target permanent. Yeah, it's not also a thing. Okay, either they're not paying attention or they don't care. My thought is they could have a Solitude, but the fact they're holding back makes me think otherwise. Flickerous. Flickerous target what? You could target the forest to get rid of the sprawl. If we target the White Orchid for the Shifting Woodland, it's not going to work the way you want it to. So I think the forest sprawl is probably a right choice, yeah. Annoying, but fine. And draw. Question of the day, do you have a Solitude in hand? Ugin Lab, Imprint Devourer, Shifting Wood, target Emrakul. Go to combat, attack, pass. Down to 1. All right. Overlord the Baelmerk, picks up the White Orchid. And I imagine you pop the Shifting Wood, unless do you not have a land? Two, three, four, five, six. Picks up Solitude, which bless. So that tells me everything I need to know. If I draw into a land, we'll play the Sire. Oh, they could have a Consign, admittedly. Attack for 3, down to 16. And I think I just have to force them to have the... Ah, damn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. Sprawl. 4 red. Now we know I have the Solitude and 2, so my concern here, of course, is that they play the Solitude, exile is Shifting. So we're just going to hold so we can play the Sire next turn. And if they don't have a Consign, then the Sire should be the end of things. Yeah, definitely more Blink. The prismatic endings still are curious to me. Makes me think that they are on Ketra. Yep, now they can hardcast the Solitude, but they don't attack. Interesting. They also can't fetch, actually. They can't hardcast. Alright, do you have Consign to Memory? Pass. Body hits the board. It has pseudo hexproof unless they can gain 7 life. Felia? Okay. Pass. I mean, I guess you can Emperor Bones, pick up the Emrakul, but that's fine. I guess you could Emrakul, exile it with whatever. What's the play here? Target Overlord. I'll exile the Felia? Or not exile, block the Felia. Solitude. Pitching Witch Enchanter. Do you have the Consign for the ward trigger? No, you just exiled the Felia. Down to 13. Picks up the Solitude. Yep. Draw. Wayscape Battle Mage. play Talisman. I guess I shouldn't do anything right now. We should just attack with the Sire 7 deaths. No, let's just attack the Sire 7 deaths to start. I guess if we exiled that, then they can double block, I suppose. Yeah. So I actually should have exiled that first. What say you, opponent? Marshflat's fetch down to 2. Yeah, like I said, I should have Wayscape Battle Maged. Exile that. I mean, you still have to double block. It do have Menace. Not to mention that would have been trample damage anyways. Yep. Alright. Play Talisman and pass. And opponent scoops it up. We'll take the win. Alright, so that is a 3-2 record at the end of 5 for the more traditional Eldrazi ramp. And now we are going to be playing the Airghast version instead. So we'll be back in just a little bit for some more Magic the Gathering. Alright, we're back for match number 1 with the Airghast list this time. We'll mulligan this hand. I think it was keepable-ish. It just wasn't my favorite. I keep this one, though. There's a turn 1 Rumble. Question is what we pitch back. I kind of want to find a Soul Land, but I kind of want to keep that Emrakul then, which means we have to pitch back the K command. We gemstone the Stomping Ground or the Forest? I think maybe the Forest. So we don't need double red. We'll have red here, so Stomping Ground. And we'll pass. So if we find a Soul Land, we have 8 hits off the top of the Rumble. We can dig 4 deep. This looks like it's energy. If I had to guess, there's a Ragavan. Tis a Ragavan. Rumble. Yeah, it's kind of rough. So what do we want to do here? I mean, we have the Shifting Woodland, we have the Utopia Sprawl. We draw into something, let's say, K return. Then we're going to want the 3rd untapped land. Something Shifting Wood. Not to mention, we can always now Shifting Wood the Airghast. So I will pass. Do I want to block here? Maybe. Yeah, I think I'll block. And again, we're looking for a Soul Land or a K return off top. Arid Mesa. There's the Johnny. A Johnny triggered draw. There's a Rumble. Let's start with Rumble again. There is Ugin's Lab. There's Emrakul. There's Ghost Quarter. And I think we take the Ugin's Lab here. What I can do here is we can K command and either get rid of the Ragavan or get rid of the cat, depending on what they cast here. So we'll tuck the Emrakul. And we'll have the K command, we'll pass. Next we can also Shifting Wood, the Emrakul and Yard as a blocker, which is relevant. If they cast like Bombardment, for example, then we'll have to do some shenanigans. So I'm thinking we block the Ragavan, exile the cat. Yeah, that's my initial impression. Otherwise, we exile the cat, or block the cat, exile the Ragavan. Actually, I kind of like that one a bit more. So we'll go to blocks. Block cat before damage. I'm going to ramp. I'm going to exile the Ragavan. And done. This way they don't have a red permanent, so unless they have a bombardment in hand, even if they have a discharge to flip the Johnny, that's fine. There's bombardment to flip the Johnny, so now they can ping the spawn. Yep, ping spawn, we'll sack it. And pass and full. Well, ping me for 1 down to 18, a theoretical 17. A Johnny trigger. I will play the Shifting Wood, which does set me up for either A... Well, I guess there's a few different thoughts here. I could do a couple things. Draw. Bog. We'll play the Shifting Wood. So Shifting Wood I could block with Emrakul. There's also another thought to going Commercial District this turn, then Shifting Wood the next. The reason why I have that thought is because we could theoretically cast our Emrakul off our Airghast and Yard. So that is my initial thought. 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I mean, we'll take 2 down to 16. We'll take at least 2 down to 14. A theoretical 2 down to 12. So the question is, do I just go Emrakul, smack them in the face next turn, or go for our actual Emrakul? Return Emrakul, play Shifting. We Shifting, target Airghast, cast our Emrakul off of Shifting. And I think that's probably correct. I guess we can still do that and hold up Shifting as well this turn. Can we? No, because we're gonna have to tap this. We'll have 1, 2, 3, unless we draw into an untapped land. We can't. All right, in that case, Commercial District, trigger, Surveil. Talisman. Talisman to Yard. And pass. Now we pray they don't have a Thraben Charm. Arena of Glory. Or hell, even Blood Moon Mane. Ping cost for what? Hasting? Looks like they're hasting. What are you hasting? Season Pyro? Season Pyro. Pitch 2. This could be 5 down to 13. Okay. 4 down to 14. 5 down to 13. Down to 9. 9 to a theoretical 4. Alright, we'll pause. No Thraben Charm, or no Boros is on 2 Thraben Charms. On average. 2 Thraben Charms, 2 Static Prisons. Alright. Down to 13, down to 9. A theoretical 4. End step. Return Emrakul to hand. And draw. Utopia Sprawl. So let's start with Shifting Wood. I will Utopia Sprawl. for double green. Green. Green, green, green. Hold up the Cavernous Souls. Shifting Wood, target Airghast. Emrakul emerge out of Airghast. Unfortunately, we don't have a K return, not that it really matters. They're gonna throw their stuff at me. Yeah, have you known about the season Pyro? May have been better for us to get to the bog, but unfortunately not an option. So throw 5 at me, down to 4. Meaning if they top deck a Flage, we're in trouble. Yep, bombardment down to 4. And last one. All right, down to 4. We cannot Pyro. There's an Elegant Parlor. So that's a problem because now I think we die. We can a Johnny, make a cat, ping a Johnny, bombardment, ping a Johnny, but that just puts them down to 1. The unfortunate fact of the matter then is that they have the Pyro and they can shock the Sacred Foundry to create 2 tokens. A Johnny can then slam me for 3 and the bombardment hits me for 1. So I think that's lethal no matter how I play it. If the Arena of Glory was untapped, then we could have Season Pyro'd and then ping down the Johnny, ping down them. And that could have put us into a winning position, but as it stands, that's not an option. I don't think we can put anything into their yard that would matter. Because we can't play a Flage from yard, for example. Because that's only confirmed Pyro's 5. Yes, Pyro's ability is 5. So yeah, again, a Johnny, ping a Johnny, bombardment, ping a Johnny down to 1. I'll make them go through it just to make sure they know the line, but unfortunately, I'm not thinking we get there. I'll pass and pass. Let's see if they realize they can just go shock Pyro and kill me. Opponent's thinking. There's not much to think about if they see the line. He should just be dead. But we're going to force him to realize it. I guess maybe I could have played to my outs and theoretically a Johnny 0 shock. Or Johnny 0 ping ping, put them down to 13 if in case they didn't notice. But I think they've noticed. And Pyro, yep. A Johnny down to 1, Goblin Barnet ping, yep, they saw it. Okay. I will concede. Let's go to sideboard. We want Unholy Heat. We will cut a Gemstone and a Rumble and run it back. Yeah, matchup into Boros Energy should be a lot better than it is right now. We're just struggling a bit. I do wonder if maybe playing the... Like, I guess what I could have done, and what actually would have worked, is if I would have played the Shifting Woodland instead of the Surveil Land, and not activated it, just returned the Emrakul, right? You would have then had access to Bojuka Bog. Now, obviously, I say this, like, in retrospect, knowing about the Season Pyro. But had we done that and played the Bojuka Bog after they sacked their board, then we would have had more of a chance. Obviously, we still would have been in a bit of an awkward position because I still would have Johnny'd, pinged me for 1 down to 3, a theoretical 2, which means I wouldn't have been able to attack unless I drew into something of value. So I'm not sure it really would have changed the outcome, but it would have been... we would have been in a little bit of a better position. I mean, there's the K return. I will keep. We're going to reveal Devourer. Probably just going to put Stomping Ground in tapped. And looking for a lab for the K return. We also need to hope they don't have a Ragavan. The Pilferin Monkey. The bane of my existence since it's been printed. Opponents tinking. What they tinking about? I mean, obviously they're thinking about what's in their opening hand. Man, I'm hoping that they go like Guide of Soul's Pride so we can just play the return and get good value. The Ragavan, I have to decide whether or not I need to just K return early. Of course, this is banking on me finding a lab off Devourer, but at the very least, we should be able to play the K return on 3 regardless. We do eventually want to get to the Myco spawn, so we can get to this Devourer, re-trigger the K return. There's Temple, there's Rumble. Probably right to go Temple here. Stomping Ground, tap, pass. I guess we could have played the Rumble next turn instead of the Talisman. Fetch Sacred Foundry, Shock for what? Yeah, okay. Also Pride. I guess one upside of the Rumble would have been that I could have whatchamacallit, could have blocked a Ragavan if they played it. Next turn, though, we can Myco spawn, we can lab and hold the K return. As the upside of the Temple, though. It does put them in a position where they could end up with a Charmaw. Do we have to be mindful of that? Fetch Arid Mesa. Mountain for what? A Johnny? I mean, we're definitely sweeping the board then. On our turn, too. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. So, Temple. Cast the Myco. Trigger, always yield. Lab. Trigger, imprint. K return before Myco hits board. Not that's relevant here, but that could be in future instances. And pass. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're short on the Devourer. Do you have a Charmaw or a Blood Moon? There's the Charmaw that I was worried about. And draw. I can't fetch Surveil into the Flage, so I think we're good on the Bojuka Bog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tapped and pass. I suppose I could have just went Mycos. I guess we couldn't have played Mycospawn Spawn, and we could have just went the K return, I suppose. Mycospawn Spawn down. Yeah, we could have just went K return and passed, I suppose. Then kicked Mycospawn Spawn the following turn. We fear the Charmal that much is the question. Flage, we have the Bojuka Bog. Down to 12. I do have a clock here. Draw. We need to draw into something. The K command is good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we could Bojuka Bog, but I think it might be better. Well, is it better to go for the Charmal? Probably not. I think it might be better to Scry Draw, honestly. I think we just Bojuka Bog the Flage and hold the K command. Yeah, I'll take 4 down to 8. But if we find a 7-mana value spell, we can then sweep the Charmal anyways. We'll take an additional 4, though. Give and take. Ocelot Pride, ETBs, and what else? Pyro draw 2. Arena of Glory. Do you have a Ragavan? Think about something. Pause on end step. Take the 4 down to 8. The K command cannot trigger K return, unfortunately. K return does specifically state cast an Eldrazi creature spell. Unfortunately. Otherwise, that'd be so good. Imagine. And done. It does trigger Sanctum of Ugin, though. There's Devourer. So I'm thinking we drop Sprawl, drop Lab, top Devourer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. And top. Well, exile the Pyro. Draw. Play the Forest. I guess we can do this. Feign that we have something. Let's hold up red. 1, 2 triggers. We'll exile the Pyro, so that way they can't make tokens later. If you really want, you could discharge it. Always yield and sweep. And pass 2, 3, 4, 5. Next we have Devourer. So no matter what they play, we can Devourer it. Unless they play a Charmal, I suppose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We be 1. Colorless short, but one will pass. We will draw. We will rumble. There's Emrakul. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're short one, aren't we? Damn. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, we'd be 1 short. Alternatively, you can kick a Mycospawn Spawn, kick the Arena of Glory. I think that's probably right. And then Shifting Woodlands in exile, it's not. So we can go for Shifting Woodlands instead. Yeah, we'll do that. So that way we can actually end the game next turn. And Michael exile the Arena so they can't haste something. And we'll go Shifting Woodland. So we have lethal on board then. I'll attack with the Devourer. As now if Emrakul and Yard, we can just win in the air. I really do enjoy Shifting Woodland in this deck. It got removed because there was a lot of grave hate. And to be fair, there's a lot of grave hate now, but the Ice Till, I think the Shifting Woodland's worth it. I really do. If you Thraben Charm or Charmaw, get rid of the Shifting, that is fine. Not ideal, but fine. Alright, do you have the Thraben Charm is the question. We draw Ice Till. Well then, we can cast Ice Till. Play the Ghost Quarter. Trigger, mill a card. We're going to Ghost Quarter their mountain. Because that should be their last... I guess we can get rid of the Sacred Foundry, actually. Because these should be their last basics. We'll then play the Ghost Quarter, we'll then Shifting Woodland, and that should be the game. Unless they have the Thraben Charm, in which case, then it is what it is. Ghost Quarter. Actually, we can play around the Thraben Charm now that I think about it. Ice Till. Ghost Quarter. And Bone Scoops it up, we'll take the win. Yeah, because that way if they phase change, so they tap it, they phase change, if they then go the Thraben Charm, we can Shifting Woodlands target it before the Thraben Charm resolves, get the 13/13 in the air and win. So that worked out. Let's go to sideboard. We'll bring back in the Gemstone, and what will we cut for it? Probably the World Break. We'll cut the World Break and run it back. No red sources, but we do have the K command. I'll keep. I'll pass. We'll love to see a summon a value spell for the K command. Otherwise, a red source would be great as well. There's the Ice Till. Alright, in that case, I'll play the E-Temp. I will pass and pass. Double Plains. So that's two of their basics already. Attack with the Pride. No red. They could have a Johnny. Pride attacks down to 19, up to 21, end step trigger. Do you has a Johnny? That would be admittedly rather unfortunate because they don't have a red source with a K return, but they don't. Interesting. Draw. I guess you have an orange chant, but I don't really care about that since I have the K command anyways. What are we thinking? Yeah, I was right about the orange chant. Okay, that's fine. Draw. Another Ice Till. Things will get spicy if we can get the Ice Till Ghost Quarter loop going. Alright, we'll K command the cat most likely. Guide of Souls. Guide of Souls resolves. Go to combat. I'm gonna K command ramp exile the Pride. And done. And pass. Cat attacks. Would like a red source, the clear potentially. Down to 18. Paying cost prison. ETB triggers sack. Alright, even more of a reason for me to find a red source now because we can't play the Ice Till. Well, I should have specified untapped red source, admittedly. So here we are. We'll play the commercial district, trigger Sanctum to Yard, and we'll pass. And pass. Next turn we have the K command. Static Prison Sack. They've missed their last two land drops, which is relevant. Next turn we could play Ice still, but then we can't play the K command. Attack for 2. Looks like they missed their land drop again. Draw. In that case, I'm thinking that I simply play the Shifting Wood and then put into play tapped a Stomping Ground. Actually, let's play the Ghost Quarter. We're not going to crack it or anything, but we're going to hold up the K return. There's the Arid Maze. They finally found red. But they're going to be in for an unfortunate scenario next turn. Sacred Foundry, Shock 18. Paying for what? Flage is fine, but I don't want you gaining life. So we're just going to K, return here, and sweep. And pass. So we're going to triple Ghost Quarter them next turn, which means they should be down to, I think, 1 land. Draw. Rumble. We can, I guess we can't go triple, it'll just be double. So we'll play the Shifting Wood. And Ice Still. Pop. Grab a mountain. So we're going to cut them short on red. Ghost Quarter. Trigger. Mill. And Ghost Quarter pop. That should be their last basic now. We'll pass. And next turn we can pop their last 2 basics, and that should be the game. Pride is fine. We draw. So in that case, I can play... Let's see, we can play a lot here. So we play the Ice Till. Yeah, let's cast Ice Till number 2. Ghost Quarter. Triggers. Ghost Quarter. Pop Plains. Ghost Quarter. Triggers. Ghost Quarter. Pop Plains. They can't Thraben Charm now, so we don't need to worry about Ghost Quarter being in Yard. Instead, I'm thinking we'll just grab the Eldrazi Temple. Yeah, I think that's fine. Let's go with Eldrazi Temple. Triggers. And we will go to combat, swing for 2. The Lone Ocelot Pride. What can it do? You have no way of dealing with the Ghost Quarter. I mean, at most you could deal with 1 Ice Till if you draw into a red source, attack with Pride, but I'm not going to block if you do. And opponent scoops it up. We'll take the win. Ghost Quarter loops for the W. Imagine if Ice Till Ghost Quarter loop starts forcing players to start running more basics. That'd be hysterical. Doubtful that happens, but it is really funny to me. That being said, we'll be back for match 2. All right, we're back for match 2 on the draw for game 1. We're looking either for a forest equivalent, or another soul land here. Unswap Teeth, trigger, and we find. Ooh, I think we go to Stomping Ground here. Stomping Ground. Draw. Stomping Ground. Shock. Utopia Sprawl. I guess we could have went to Soul Land, though. We could have went Soul Land Talisman, but then the Utopia Sprawl would have been stuck in hand. Is that the worst case scenario? Maybe not. Because then we have 5 versus 4 mana, admittedly. Abhorrent Oculus. This looks like it might be the Birthing Writ deck. Draw. Temple. And I think I just hold here for K command in case it's relevant for X equals 2. Because they're going to have Ice Fang Coatl. Or not. Breeding Pool Shock for what? Hopefully not main deck Harbinger. That would kind of suck. Charlotte's Agent into Birthing Writ, most likely. Ice Fang. Okay, that works. That is fine. You draw a card. And now what? We could K command, see if they have a flare in hand. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see if they have a flare. I'm going to ramp, I'm going to exile. I'm going to exile the Ice Fang. See if a flare. No flare. Okay. They're clearly looking for the Birthing Writ, it seems like. There's Myco. We can kick the Myco. Kick double blue. Or triple blue, rather. But Jukabog's not necessary yet. We can go Eldrazi Temp. We also could go Ugin Lab. Ugin Lab, Imprint, Devourer, Talisman, play Rumble. Yeah, let's do that. At the same time, though, maybe not, in case of Harbinger. So let's go actually Temple. Now let's go Temple. Play Talisman. Cast Rumble. This way we have double colorless for Devour if needed. There's Shifting Woodland, there's Emrakul. Emrakul, there'll be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Whereas by Shifting Woodland, I technically don't need to care about that. And just start smacking them in the face next turn. I think I'll still go the Emrakul, though. We can always pick up the Shifting Wood with Ice Still, worst comes to worst. And pass. 3. And Harbinger. Okay, perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need a land then. Draw. Ice Till. Oof. So in that case, I will go green. 3. Triggers. I will go a second forest and pass at that point. No attacks. We can devour the Harbinger, which I think is probably correct. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. But I'll scoop it up. So this is Birthing Ritual. Win for game 1. So we want Graph Digger's Cage. We want Unholy Heat. I want to say the Birthing Ritual deck might be bringing in Consign, but also Flare. I'm not sure about Force, though. Decay returns are relevant, but Jukabog is relevant. Cut Rumble, cut Breaker, cut Airgast. Do we want to cut the returns? I mean, most of the things should just die outright to return. Especially if it is exiled from Yard, so maybe we cut another Airgast here and run it back like this. There's some thought to Kraza, but I think the K return heat should be more important, and the cage as well. Yeah, let's run it like this. Alright. We draw into a submitted value spell. We're off to a pretty quick start with MTGO. Otherwise, a bit of a slow start. We'll keep. We have 9 hits off top. We find a Utopia Sprawl that gets us also to 13. So we have 13 hits, roughly. Wooded Foothills, Pass, Draw, Devourer, Ugin Lab, Imprint, Talisman, Pass. Does it get countered? There's the Force. Pitching Ock. That's fine. Not ideal, but fine. Surveil. Keep it on top, and we will pass. Spurvix Springs. Bolt for Quelline Oracle. Probably an Ice Fang. In that case, Forest. Sprawl. Double green or red. I think I have to go red here if this resolves. 2 Ice Fang. Do you have a flare? Yield all. I mean, I'm kind of fine with all these 2-for-1s on these. Yeah, that's fine. I will pass. I will hold. 2 Coinline Oracle. We can pass in full at this point. I am tempted to go for a second green here with Windswept Teeth, and then for a Bajuka Bog. Fetch. Forest. Mycospawn. Cast. The reason why I'm thinking Bajuka Bog is in case of a Ock in hand. Pass. And blue, Dismember. Yeah. And pass. Next turn we can K command, X equals 4. Looks like a Birthing Writ. Also possible just have held up the K command in case of Harbinger, because now we are kind of bricked otherwise. Do you find the Harbinger? You find Ock, that's fine, though the untapped blue does scare me. Ock is fine, always yield. Draw. In that case, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could just hold the K command and then attempt to Devourer. I feel like that's probably the better move and plays around more potential threats rather than just exiling the Ock now. We'll take the 7 down to 11. End step, Writ. Chooses not to. I'm gonna K command. I'm gonna ramp. I'm gonna act, or I'm gonna scry draw. And done. I guess I could have exiled the Ock now I think about it. For some reason I thought I had 4, not that. Yield to all. End step, return. Alright, and triggers. Draw. Forest. Exile, Ock, and pass. And pass. What are these manifest creatures? If it's another Oculus, that could be a problem. Ice Fang draws a card. Birthing Writ. Do you sacrifice the Ice Fang? You do for what? And they know about the K command. They have 3 in hand. We haven't seen a consign yet. We saw the sink instead. What say you, opponent? There's another Ock. Ock triggers. Subtlety to yard. We draw. Another Devourer. I think I will cast Devourer. Yield all. Do you have a consign? And there's the consign. So we get the body, but not the trigger. Tapped and pass. We're going to take 5 in the air down to 6. We could actually go down to 4 for all intent purpose. 3. Harbinger. Ooh. That is a genuine problem. And Writ. I imagine they're not sacking the Harbinger, that's for sure. So now we need another Talisman, potentially. Talisman or a Rumble. I guess Sire 7 Deaths would also work. Draw. Oh, no, we don't play Sire, we play Airghast Emrakul, right? Second Talisman gets me there. And I think I have to ramp an exile, though. And we can't exile the Harbinger. Yeah, if we only block 2, then that's 6. So yeah, we have to do it this way. Ock down. I already have a Flare or Force. Ugh, seriously? That is lethal damage, isn't it? We could obviously attack, but it doesn't matter. We'll concede. Damn. Alright. Let's go to game 3. I will cut the gemstone, bring back in an Airghast. Yeah, let's do that. 4, 6, 9. Actually, I guess we cut too many, didn't I? I did. Alright. Let's run it back. I wonder if Voidmare would be better than the cages. That's a mulligan. Well, speaking of cage, I can keep... I think we pitched the bog. Done, reveal, triggers. I need a green source. I mean, the Shifting Wood is a green source, admittedly. However, but it comes into play tap. The Talisman will mean I need a land regardless. Well, the Talisman can also be countered, so I think we go for the Shifting Wood after all. Shifting Wood. Ugin's Lab. Imprint Airghast. Cast the Cage. No more Birthing Writ shenanigans for you. And pass. Flooded Strand, pass. Draw. Shifting Wood, pass. And next turn we can Rumble. Fetch Bloodstrand 19, Breeding Pool tapped and passing. Surprised not to see a Surveil land there. Unless they have a Surveil land in hand, I suppose. That's a very real possibility. Draw. Stomping Ground. I will play the Stomping Ground. Actually, let's start with Rumble. You have a force. No force. I think we go with Ghost Quarter here. Oh, double green is appealing. Let's go double green. I guess we have double green with the Stomping, so maybe the Ghost Quarter is right. Because we're going to shock in the Stomping Ground to hold up the heat. Shock. And pass. 2, 3, 4, 5. And next turn we could start shifting wood. Actually, no, we're one green one green source short of that. Ice Fang Quaddle. It is an Ice Fang. Beseiju. Well, not just rude, but that's actually kind of okay for me. Stomping Ground's tapped. Because now we can actually start going for shifting wood. Hedge Maze, Surveil. Draw. Forest. I'll play the Ghost Quarter and I will pass. Hold up the heat because we need to hold up a red source at all times for Harbinger. Green for what? Blue, green for Coiling Oracle, triggers. And Perfect Springs Bolt. And pass. And draw. Sprawl. We also are short one type in Yard, admittedly. We'll go for red here. Red. And pass. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We do have Devourer. It does seem like they have Consign up, if I had to guess. We'll hold. End of turn. Blue. Flibblethip. Yes, you will draw a card. Sporific Springs. Tapped. 6 in hand. And again, we can't shifting wood because there are only 3, 1, 2, 3 types. We could push it to 4, but I'm not sure that is wise here. Take the 1. Draw. Stomping Grounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We would be able to hold up the heat if we do that. So, I mean, we could... I mean, I think we have to move things forward at some point. Show me the consign that I feel like you have. Yep. I will yield. And yield to all. And Stomping Ground, shock, and pass. And hold. Again, there's only 3 types in Yard, so we can't Shifting Wood. Endurance puts all my cards to deck now. Yeah, it's kind of rude. We can always put 2 types in Yard with the Ghost Quarter, theoretically. Not exactly desirable, but another thing we can do. And we'll float Harbinger ETBs and Heat. Do you have a counterspell? Nope, no counterspell. Draw. Oh, Jesus Christ. Again, I can put 2 types in Yard, but we have nothing to even Shifting Woodlands, so I'm gonna pass in full now. Kind of in danger. I'm just dying to like these dirtly beats. Down to 8. Another Harbinger. Coiling Oracle. 6 damage on board. We draw. K command. We're short on colorless sources. Well, damn. Play the forest. We'll pass. We're gonna go down to 2. They have 4 cards in hand. Press X without this K command even resolves. Down to 2. Draw. Nope, that will not do it. We will concede. Unfortunate. Alright. Well, we'll be back for match 3. Alright, we're back for match 3 on the draw for game 1. Hand feels a bit slow. This looks like Zoo. Okay, now I regret playing a slower hand. Draw. No Ragavan. There is a Lab. Lab is good. Play Lab, tuck Emrakul, and pass. I guess maybe better just to play the Stomping Ground tapped first. But then again, if we draw into another Soul Land, specifically Temple, then at least we can get rid of like a Kavu, for example. So, might be worth it. We'll see. And Froge. Nope, Sound of Draco. Alright. Utopia Sprawl. Shocks, Stomping Ground. Utopia Sprawl for green. And pass. And pass. And next turn we can Ice Till. We probably want to play a land first. Down to 14. What else you got? Unfortunately, his K command feels really bad right now as it stands. They do tap out. Maybe there's a world where I just cast the K command X3 to dig for World Breaker or Airgast, maybe. Ones like this where I kind of wish I had more copies of World Breaker rather than Devourer. Leyline Binding Sprawl. That's just rude. Draw. In that case, not that I want a Stomping Ground here, but we will. Ice Till. Stomping Ground tapped and pass. You got another Binding for the Ice Till. Bolt down to 9. Yikes. Down to 5. Binding Ice Till. Well, yeah, it's looking grim. Draw. Shifting Wood. We can make it so that there's 2 types in Yard, but even that might not be enough. Right now we have 6 mana. I mean, I guess we see whether or not they have a Stubborn Denial in their upkeep. And hope for the best. Play Sanctum. Passin'. If you fetch, I will K command. You do not, though. Down to 1. You got another Bolt. Tribal Flames, land and Flage. Land. And there's the Flage. I will concede. Oofda. Alright. Loss for game 1. Let's bring in Heat. Let's bring in Wasescape. In this matchup, I do wonder if Ice Till is worth keeping around here. Cut a Rumble. We also cut the K returns. The benefit of the K returns, though, is it does sweep pretty much their entire deck if it's from Yard. So I cut the Ice Tills, cut an Airghast, play it like this. I think that's probably reasonable. On the play for 2. Well, if that has a green source, then maybe, but I'm thinking no. Keep this one. Pitching what? I want to keep the Wasescape. I have to keep the Airghast. Do I drop the K command? I kind of don't want to because we have the Mega Spawn, which can then emerge. Yeah, I guess I'll drop the K command. Bit awkward. But an also mulligans down to 6. Do they mulligan down to 5? At least we have a turn 2 Wasescape to exile something if needed. Down to 5, okay. Otherwise we have the Myco Spawn. We can go for another red source so we can emerge. Let's say you, opponent. Mulligan to 5. There's a Leyline of the Guild Pact. Okay. Ugins Lab. Imprint. Cast, pass. And no reason to hold. We'll pass in full. Whoa, opponent. You, missing a land drop? Draw? Okay. So we Ugins Lab, Imprint, Emrakul. Sowing Myco Spawn. Nope. Sowing Myco Spawn, cast. For a commercial district, so we can emerge next turn. Always yield, Devourer. I'm gonna say Devourer to Yard. Yeah, Devour to Yard and pass. All right. Okay. Interesting choices, interesting choices. I mean, I kind of don't even want to play the Airghast at this point. I think I just go Myco Spawn again, this time for green. And then we're going to kick the Leyline and attack. Concede? Because now if you don't have the right land, you can't play anything either. Alright, flawless victory. We'll take it. Weird. That hand must have been freaking nuts if they were to keep a no-lander. That's a choice. Alright, well, I just realized I should have cut the Gemstone Caverns. Whoopsie. Alright, well, I will run it back as is. That's a mulligan. If I had a 7-minute dice spell, I'd be tempted, but as is, no. Mulligan. I mean, it's a Myco spawn on 2. We pitch Bog. Pitch Bog. Done. And pass. We're gonna go want to go Windswept Teeth, Fetch, Stomp. Fetch, Stomp, Shock, Sprawl. For green or for red? I'm gonna go for red. And pass. Next turn we can Myco, or if needed we can Wayscape. Otherwise, just going Myco into Temple seems correct. Plain Swamp Forest. I mean, if they play Sign of the Draco here, we're just going to Wayscape. Yep. Draw. K-Return is also solid. We'll play the Temple. Kick the Wayscape. And pass. And pass. I'd love to see another Soul Land. Wayscape is a pretty good card here. So I do like it in my sideboard. Good into a lot of matchups. Anything with Sagas, Artifact Lands, Sign of Draco. Has a lot of utility, a lot of flexibility. Leyline Binding? Okay, so that way coming off of double red, sure. Bog. Really don't want to see you, to be honest. Let's start by going to combat. Attack. Let's play the Ghost Quarter. I am going to actually go for a Surveil land here. You have Consign? There's Consign, the memory. I mean, I'll pass in full at this point. If you consign, you consign. Steam Vent, Shock. Consign to memory. Yep. Alright. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And pass. Gala Shrine Shock 11. Flage. We have the Bajuka Bog. So Flage, Helix, Wayscape. Yep. And draw. Do we need the Bajuka Bog right now? If they have a Bolt, Fetch, Surveil, then yes. So I'm going to Bajuka Bog. And opponent seems to have disconnected, question mark. So we'll be back once they have returned. Alright, opponent's back, and Bajuka Bog resolved. Excuse me. We will pass. And we will hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So cast and K return for the Emrakul is not worth it yet. Surveil. Card to yard. Passin. Draw in. Myco. The best thing we could have drawn there. We have double green, but not double red. Plain Swamp Forest. What do I want to kick here? I think the Forest, because that way if they have a Kavu, they can't play it. Shifting Woodland, not good enough here. So I think a District in case we draw into an Airghast here. Yeah, I think that's correct. Shifting Wood, not Shifting Wood, Commercial District, trigger. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to say Stomp to Yard. And pass. And pass. Draw. Okay. That's just a bit excessive, friend. 1, 2, 3. Maiko, kick white. Did you pick up a consign? Float white. I will grab the temple then. And go to combat. And down to 11. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 2 short of Emrakul. And Bone scoops it up. We will get there. Alright. We'll be back for match number 4. Alright, we're back for match 4 on the play for game 1. Let's take a peek. Opponent has a companion, Kahira. Some more control. Yeah, we can keep this. A little bit dubious, but if we find a K command, it can resolve it, then it's pretty good. Trigger. What do we find? Mega Spawn would also be fine. That's a whole lot of nothing. I kinda want to actually, 2, 3, 5, or yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. We'll pick up the Sprawl. And then we're going to imprint the Airghast. Well, I guess that's the right move. Because we can play Devourer on 3, ideally exile something that isn't our own Sprawl. Then maybe Airghast later. And pass. And pass. Hallowed Fountain. Shock 18. Do you have an Orange Chant? That would kind of suck. Draw. 'Tis an Orange Chant. Well. Sure. I will play E-Temp in that case on the off chance that we draw into another E-Temp. I think that's correct. Or another 7-mana value spell. We'll pass. And hold. A lot of control, a lot of energy today. And hold. And you got another Orange Chant. Of course you do. Oh, maybe not. Draw. Look at that. We could Stomping Ground, but I think we just go Forest, Sprawl, for red. And pass 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. I mean, kind of hoping they play a Teferi at this point, I guess, so I can exile it. Card to yard. Blue. Island Cycle. For a Hallowed Fountain. Meticulous Archive. Get a feeling they're not playing Jack next turn. Yep. Probably holding up a Consult. Alright. And pass in V-Draw. Ooh, hello, Emrakul. In that case, hold up. I think we took the Emrakul, cast the Devourer. Tuck Emrakul. Cast Devourer. 2, 4, 7. Hold back the Airghast. Always yield. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Body resolves. Nope. Consign. Counterspell. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we are a bit short now. Wild Fountain tapped and passing. Draw. Ice Till. In that case, attempt to resolve Ice Till. Does Ice Till resolve? Stomping Grounds. Tapped. Trigger resolve. Forest. Trigger. And at that point, I'll pass. We do have Airghast and Emrakul next turn. We could emerge out of Ice Till, but we don't need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can just Airghast. I was kind of worried about a Solitude here. Blue. Blue, white. Blue. Is this Solitude to Fairy? Big Taff. Plus. Do you have an Orange Chant? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we do need to return Airghast to hand. Hopefully they don't have an Orange Chant. That would kind of suck. And draw. Let's see the kicked Orange Chant. There it is. Draw. Alrighty, we pass. And hold. The Fairy took up. Yeah, I kind of just resolve that Emrakul if possible so I can tuck the Teferi with its own ability. Try and get it off the board. 1, 2, 3, 4. Leaves back 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I mean, the Microspawn will get us there. Is this a Solitude? It's a Solitude. Exile Ice Still. That is fine. And Teferi. Doing Teferi things. Untapping lands. And draw. Ghost Quarter. I will play Ghost Quarter. I will cast Microspawn. So we need to keep the 2 reds untapped. 1, 2, 3, 4. Leaves back 1, 2, 3, 4. Could I kick it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could if I go for a temple, but I kind of... Well, Is kicking it worth it is the question. Because otherwise we could just not kick it, then grab a Sanctum. Keep the one tucked. Yeah. Let's do that. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Microspawn. I will grab Sanctum. Alright. Microspawn resolves. I'm going to emerge. Emerge. Sanctum trigger, but we're going to draw 3 first. Yes. That's a load of hot garbage. Sanctum trigger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or I guess 7, 8, 9. Do we need to Sanctum now? We don't need to, mind you, but we could. I mean, I think we probably should and just grab another Airghast, to be honest. I guess a Devour actually wouldn't be bad to get rid of this Teferi. But we should be able to Emrakul and tuck to the Teferi. Yield all. I'm I'm gonna say yes. Find a Devourer. I think that might be right. Either that or, like I said, another Air Gas, but we're gonna go Devourer. Oh, you know what? I messed up. I should have returned the Emrakul prior to its resolution, because now they could Solitude it. Shoot. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we do have it. So you know what? I'm just going to do this. We're just going to exile this to Fairy. I need to... Oh, actually. Damn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're short, but we have the Rumble. Alright. Yep, we messed up, but let's get rid of this to Fairy. Pass and full. Yeah, I just don't want to get absolutely punched by a Solitude. So I think just getting rid of the Teferi is probably correct here. I do not want to get ultra punished. Flooded Strand fetch. Watery Grave tapped. And passing. Narset? Teferi. Teferi, bounce what? Bounce Solitude. Okay. And consult the star charts. Supreme Verdicts. Okay. They have Solitude. They clearly have something that they can pitch to it. Let's start with Rumble. We have Myco Spawn, we have World Breaker. I'm going to take the Myco because we can always pick up the World Breaker later. I'm going to play the E-Temp. I'm going to play Utopia Sprawl for red. I'm going to kick a Myco. Myco kick, hit what? They could be playing Galvanic Discharge, so maybe taking out the red sources right here. Again, they have Solitude in hand, we know that much. I think I might grab a Shifting Woodland at this point. Shifting Wood seems applicable. Yes. How many basics do they play? I want to say between 3 to 4. At this point, I will hold. We can pick up World Breaker. And we can exile another land. Another basic, okay. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, so we have enough for the Emrakul guaranteed. I want to get that Solitude out of hand if possible. Go to end step. Second main holding. Why? I'm gonna Ghost Quarter at this point. Ghost Quarter your island. I guess I should have Ghost Quartered something more meaningful. Now I think about it. Float blue. Ghost Quarter. How many basics do you have? You have another basic. Rude. And return World Breaker to hand. Sack and Ugin Lab. Alright, we draw. Airghast. Well, let's go to combat here. Attack at Teferi. Does that resolve? Casting what? Is it Solitude? There is Solitude. Exile Myco. Alright, got a second main. I will cast the World Breaker here. I'd like to hold up double green if possible. And green, I guess we would just go Talisman. World Break. Go after their black source. Body hits a board, and we do have the Shifting Woodland. Alright. Next turn, we'll cast the Emrakul. Because at that point, I don't think I care if the body hits the board. Tef. Okay. Well, now this gets a bit more complicated, I think. Tef, pick up the Solitude again. I'll sack that. That means you can't draw a card. Interesting. Okay. No attacks. End step. Honestly, I think I might just play the Airghast naturally. We're gonna K-return, get rid of the... Oh, I can't. Friggin' Teferi. Dumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we can cast the K-return and the Airghast next turn. You're on a Myco. Well then, let's kick the Myco. I need double, or rather I want double red. This is on red, right? Yes, it is. We'll kick the Mystic Gate. And at this point, we'll go for another E-Temp. Go to combat. Swing at Tef. Tef down. Blocks. Okay. I will cast the Airghast, sacrificing the World Breaker. Red. Red. Airghast. We can always pick up the World Breaker. Yes, draw 3. Play E-Temp. 5 types in yard. We have the K command. We can't play it through the Teferi, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 versus 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're short. We could just play the K command. But it might be right just to hold it. We'll just hold at this point. I have 3 cards in hand. I guess we could have emerged out of Airghast. Gerich. Okay. Picks up Ice Till. And we'll drop the lab. So they're definitely on the Days Undoing version. That much seems clear. Take up to Fairy. Okay. End step. Return World Breaker. So I will go 1, 2, 3. And 1 more. Alright. We will sack the Forest. Pick up the World Breaker. Do you have the Days Undoing? You do not. We draw. Yeah, the days I'm doing now. Ormschant. Rude. Yes, that is fine. We can't do anything about that, so we'll pass. Yep, can't attack, can't cast. It's a fairy plus. And Gerich. Or not. And draw. Play a forest. Cast a World Breaker. I don't want to merge. Cast a World Breaker. Green. World Breaker exiles the Gerich. Go to combat. Attack, attack, Tef. There's the Solitude. Solitude exiles Airghast, I imagine. Yep, Airghast down. And block the Solitude. Yep. So again, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we are short. In that case, let's play Ice Till. Oh, I need another green, don't I? Green. Ice Till. Ghost Quarter. Triggers. Ghost Quarter. Targets. And there's a K return. We will pass at that point. And hold. Bounces the Ice Till to hand, okay? And draw a card, fetch Flooded Strand. Tapped and passing. Pause on end step. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so we should just be able to Emrakul at this point. Draw. Alright, let's start with Emrakul. Emrakul. And Ice Till. Paying cost for what? Otawara. Okay. Ghost Quarter. Targets. You should be running a basics here, I was about to say. Targets. Somebody should have Ice Tilled first so that we can play it around the Otawara, admittedly. Go to combat. Swing for 5. Down to 16, and our turn. Arid Mesa. Solitude. Wow. Play the Arid Mesa. Fetch with Arid Mesa. Do you have any lands left? You do not, in fact. Alright, well, that's a fail to find, and then we will pass. I guess you could return Kahira to hand. Narset. Narset goes digging for what? The Wandering Emperor. I mean, we're just going to strip mine you 2 more times, recast our Emrakul. Draw. Windswept Heath. And I feel like you have to Solitude our ice still, otherwise there's not going to have any lands left. And take out blue. And then attack down Narset. Ooh. Yeah, I did forget about something really important. I could have returned Kahira to hand. I did forget that. That one's on me. Alright. At this point, I'm just going to... X7, K command. Yeah, I completely forgot about the Kahira. It was like in the back of my mind, but that's about it. Pitches the Wandering Emperor. Yield to all. Yeah, at this point we should just have the game locked up regardless. Bottom, 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 top, top and draw. Lethal's on board. And pass. I mean, Lethal's on board anyways because of Shifting Woodland. There's the Force. There's Mystic Gate. We'll pass. And pass. So yeah, Lethal is definitely on board. Land. Return Kahira to hand. Yeah, I definitely could have got rid of that Solitude earlier. Damn. And Pedal scoop it up. Alright. We got there through a long and arduous game. Probably could have made that a bit shorter, admittedly. We definitely want the Heat. We want the Flute and the Kraza. We can cut the returns. The Bajuka Bog actually is probably relevant because of Days Undoing. Cut Rumble, cut Breaker, cut Airgast. 6-9 on the draw. Yes. Let's do that. Let's see if we can actually find Kraza into a control matchup. That would be nice. It's our 3rd control matchup of the day, so the Kraza would be pretty good. Yeah, small things like that, like return the Kahira to hand, the pitch for Solitude would have been really relevant. Should have thought of that. We're not at a significant time deficit, but we are 1 minute behind. There's Kraza. Yeah, I mean, I think we keep it. We pass. I think we go Temple. Draw. You want to Orm Chant me on one? Please, do it. Do it. You won't. No, you actually won't. Stomping Ground, Shock, Utopia Sprawl for green or for red? I'm thinking we go for red here because we have another green source there. So let's go for green and pass. Next turn we can play Kraza. White, Lorna Revealed. Yeah, if only Emrakul and the other Eldrazi were spiders. Imagine giving them Riot. Oh, that'd be so amazing. That'd be so good. Island Cycle, Thundering Falls. They play nothing else but the Thundering Falls, and that feels fine. We'll still have K Command Flute up next turn, even if we don't play anything on our turn. Mystigate. Feels like a counter spell. It's like a red-green Temple Talisman Kraza. Or we could use the K command as permission. I think maybe using the K command as permission is probably right. Because we want the Kraza to resolve. That's one thing. Kraza does not have uncounterable tacked onto it. Do you have an orange chant? Devourer. Yeah, we'll use the K command as permission for the Kraza. And we can also hold up Flute this way as well. Thundering Falls, Surveil. Counterspell to Yard. Put a pause on end step. And K command X equals 2. And done. Do you have a counterspell or consign? There's the counterspell. Yep, perfect. Wait, does it resolve? What? Top draw? What just happened? The opponent just decided not to because they tapped it in advance. They're getting punished for it? Weird. Forest. We could play the Ice Till. Green. That was weird. Forest. Let's cast the Kraza. Riot. We'll give it haste. Opponent scoops it up. Oh, a handful of counterspells with nothing to do. Good stuff. Alright, well, we'll be back for match 5. Alright, we're back for match number 5 on the draw for game 1. I'll keep Reveal Devourer and pass. Flooded Strand, passin'. Devourer trigger. What do you find if Devourer? Emrakul's not bad. Though I kind of want the Rumble instead of the Emrakul, to be completely honest. Then again, it kind of conflicts with our K command. It depends on what we're playing against. Because the Emrakul, we have 4. We have, let's say, 6, 8, 9. I think we'll go Rumble. We'll go Rumble. Playing Ugin Lab. Talk to Devourer. And pass. Holding up the K command. The question of the day is, do we play the K command or the Temple next turn? Surveil. Could be Goryo's, could be Murktide, could be Blink. We hold. We see untapped white, blue. Oh god, it's Mill. Yeah, that K command is absolutely hitting this crab. Yeah, it's crabbing time. There goes Devourer, K command. We draw Ice Still. Ice Still is kind of nice here. We go E temp. We say no to Krabbin time. Actually, you know what? I should have played a green source there. I should have played a green source there. No to Krabbin time. We pass. Because if we played a green source and exiled Crab, then we could have played the Ice Till. Well, then again, do we want to be milling ourselves right now? Yeah, in retrospect, maybe not. Like, I don't even want to cast this freaking Rumble, to be honest. Yeah, the Ice Till kind of scares me. Actually, now I think about it. Unless we're Ghost Quarter locking them, I feel like I don't even want to play the Ice Till. If Ghost Quarter goes to Yard, then maybe. I don't even want to... Oh, Jesus Christ, that's right. I don't even want to fetch, because now we have to play around Archive Trap. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. That's a wee bit of a problem. Why mill, of all things? Another crab. Field of Ruin. Okay, well, I guess we... Ooh, K-Return. They're not going to be able to Field of Ruin me this turn, so we can hold up the Devour. Ooh. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? Well... We could Rumble. We could Rumble. Or we could just wait a turn, right? We could wait a turn. They Field of Ruin. Actually. I was just thinking about that. If we crack the Misty Rain, they might mill me with an Archive Trap into another type. This is dumb, but I think we go for it. Fetch. Grab a Forest. Or actually, we'll grab a Stomping Ground Shock. No, I mean, I guess they're not going to do it right now. I mean, they're going to Archive Trap me, they're going to Archive Trap me. I was kind of hoping... Yeah, that was dumb. It's not like they need to do it right now. They can wait until end step. 5. We could attempt to Rumble, but that's just helping them. So I guess we just hold up the Lab for the Devour. Let's see the Archive Trap. Do it. Do it. If you do it before end step, you can cast this Emrakul. Make a misplay. No? No Archive Trap? Ooh. Okay. Unexpected. I mean, they'll Field of Ruin, the Devourer, I imagine. Crab Mill. 3. Ooh, there's the Ghost Quarter. If we can take control for long enough, maybe we can actually Ghost Quarter loop them out. 5 types still, unfortunately. I wonder if they know about how Ugin Lab works. It's possible they might not realize that when we return Ugin Lab, that they can, in fact, not stop it from returning the hand. So I'm going to return the hand now. I want to see if they don't realize. Even if they do, yep, they don't realize how it works. So something's really important about Ugin's Labyrinth and how it reads. It just says return the exiled card to its owner's hand. It doesn't care about where Ugin's Lab is, but I think they may have realized it. Return. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Draw. Sprawl. Stomping Ground, Shockin', and I think we just get rid of the Crab here. We have 7, we have 12. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of the Crab. Crab down one way or another. Yield to all. You still are sitting on this Emrakul. You can... No shot you have freaking Consign main. Field of Ruin. Yield to all. That's fine. They'll mill me for another 3. Crab down, though. Yep. Yield to all. Okay. And no. Body hits the board, or are we going to see... Alright, we're going to see a drown. So now we have 6 types in yard. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. I guess I could have just held the Devour, gone for the Emrakul instead. What is this? Jace? Yeah, Jace. Oh, we could have sprawled the forest. Wait, why didn't I? For some reason I didn't realize that I had that on... Oh, because of Field of Ruin. I was going under the operation that I didn't have an untapped land. I just absolutely blanked on that. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, yeah. I just absolutely blanked on that, to be honest. I think I already pressed 6 and just didn't even think about it. Draw, sprawl. I don't want to ice tills the problems. Sprawl. How many? They have to play more than 2 basics. Sprawl. 4 red. Sprawl. 4 green. Double green. I guess I'll play the Verdant Catacomb first, then the Ice Till. Yeah, at least we have a body on board, but I think I'm dead. Yeah, we misplayed on multiple positions there. I shouldn't have done a few things and should have paid attention to others. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 12. 1, 2, 3. 6, yeah. Jace Mills, 23 land, 6 in hand. I mean, there's no way we don't lose here, I don't think. Yeah. Push. Okay. I know that's the worst you got. I'm fine with that. Tasha's hits 7. Thank you, Aragast and Ice Till. We draw. Okay. So we don't want to search if I can help it, but I actually have to search. That's unfortunate. I might not have enough. Fetch. Thank God we do. Emrakul. Triggers. I mean, do you have an archive trap to finish me off? Yeah, we should have played that. Yeah, there's the archive trap. We do have a attack. Is there any way I can kill them? Push, push, grave. Push, push, grave, archive trap. A target opponent. Of course it says target opponent. Target player mills. X times. We can put him to 14. But the trap kills me regardless. Yeah, if I played the Emrakul a turn earlier, he would have been better off. Alright, we'll concede. Yeah, I played that sloppily. I was not on top of my game there. K returns are weird because when they get milled, we could -1 the Jace, but the fact of the matter is they had the archive trap to kill me the next turn, so it was a moot point. Unfortunately, it does specifically say target opponent, and the only opponent is me. I guess we could have drawn cards. Was there a way of me maybe... Actually, I guess we should have drawn some cards off of Jace then. Okay, so counter spells. They're going to have Consign. They're going to have Drown in the Lock. Voidmare is kind of nice, but Jugabog's doing nothing. Heat is relevant. Kraza's relevant. Voidmare and even Flute is relevant. I think I actually cut Ice Till in full, because Ice Till's kind of bad here. Maybe run it back like this. Yeah. Because the Void Mirror can hit at least the Archive Trap. It's not great, but it is something. I think they maybe play like a couple Force. And also stops Hideaway from Shelldock Isle on the play for game 2. I will keep. We're looking for a 7-mana value spell, so that way we can Cake Minix 2 on 2 and they kick Mega Spawn on 3. And we kind of just pray that they don't have the Archive Trap. Yeah. Kraza helps with some interaction. The thing is, we also are excelling cards here. There's Kraza, there's Flute. Shifting Woodlands actually is really appealing here. We're gonna go Shifting Wood. Ugin Lab, Imprint Devourer. As much as I did want Kraza or Flute, I think going Shifting Wood is going to be very useful. Can Flute the traps, that is true. But I think if we just see them or have them X or mill of our Emrakul or whatever, the Shifting Wood will get us to a point where we can just start hitting them in the face with creatures in yard. There's a crab. We can exile the crab. Forest. Command. Rampant Exile. And done. And pass. And pass. So I have the Shifting Wood. We can play the Myco. There's another crab. Rude. Crab Mills. There's already 4 types in yard. Draw. Shifting Wood. Sprawl. Sprawl for red. We already have double green. Actually, we do need double green. I guess we have the Wooded Foothills. If they Archive Trap me, they Archive Trap me, right? So I guess we can just go red. Cast the Myco. Do you have the Archive Trap? The question is if they... I guess they also could have surgical effects. This is a... Consign? Imagine they consign the body, not the trigger, right? If they consign the trigger, not the body, then that means that they don't have the trap. Consign you all. Okay, consign the body, not the trigger. We will grab the E-temp, because at this, well, there's actually a non-zero chance they mill all of my green-red sources, so I think I actually go Commercial District. Is that our Stomping Ground? There's a very real, like, it's a non-zero chance. Is it likely? No. Is it possible? Yeah, it actually is. Otherwise, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll actually go Temple. We'll go Temple so that we can play the Devourer. No trap. Okay. So now we can Devour the Crab next turn. Oh, that's true. Yeah, if we Surveil, then Trap just hits us anyways. Yeah, I think this way we can try and Devour the Crab. See if they have another Consign. Draw. Return Devour to hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No reason not to fetch. We'll go Wooded Foothills, fetch. Stomping Ground, shock. Devourer. Exile Crab. Floodstrand, fetch. Do you have Consign? You don't need to Floodstrand to Consign, so you're going to Surveil Mill before it gets exiled, would be my guess. Somehow I've not hit any of the big creatures with these mills. That's really sad, actually. Do you have a drown on the lock for Devourer? And drown? Double blue. Fractured Sanity. There's Airghast. Okay, so we can smack in the face with an Airghast next turn. We'll pass. Not the crab, Jesus. Yeah. Another Devourer. Down to 16. Mill. You have a Tasha's Hideous Laughter. Flute. Myco. Tasha's. Fractured Sanity. I mean, there's Emrakul, so we're going to go for that. Do you have a... whatchamacallit? Do you have good old... surgical? Go for the Emrakul. Green, green, red, and lab. Emrakul's on board. Alright. Go to combat. Means they have to block. Attack, attack. They block with the crab. I'm just really doubtful that we're going to survive this, though. I'm not convinced. Well, tuck there, Aghast. Alright, well, hold. Do we lose? We win! Alright, I'll take it. Let's go to match 3. I feel like I'm always like off my game playing against Mill. I'm just like, how do I approach this? I'm just always assuming I'm going to lose this freaking deck. I also realized I should have cut my gemstone. What the hell am I doing? This is the second time I've done this stream. See, I do like the K return sometimes, I swear. But I think I keep the Kraza, Void Mirror, Flute, Heat. Yeah, let's just do it. Alrighty. Because I could arguably cut more Rumbles, because the Rumbles, I swear, are just also bad. Weird hand. What are our hits off top? Cake Command, Myco Spawn. It's a lot of do nothing. We'll keep it. We'll pass. Polluted Delta fetch for Crab. Watergrave Shock 17 for Preordain. Okay. I'm fine with that. No crab, no problem. Draw. Forest. Not what I want to see. Airghast. Talisman. At this point, we're just on ramp. We rampin', we rampin', we rampin'. And crab. Crab. Crabbing doing crab things. Kind of one of those heats. Or the heat and devours, actually. We draw. Okay, we have a heat, and that crab actually can die to heat. Ooh. We play Temple. We cast Talisman. We hold until you fetch on end step. Heat. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're still short on Airghast. We'll have 7 next turn, though. So we can play any for 7-minute value drops, but 2 Devours are already out, which is a bit rough. Another crab. And a land. There's the Otawara. Worldbreaker. Ooh. Hello, there's Worldbreaker. You can grab the Worldbreaker back next turn. And then cast it the following turn. 2, 4, 6, 7, 7, 6, 7. Yeah, we could do that. End step. Paying cost. Surgical. Takes the Emrakul. That's not ideal, but fine. You see, we have nothing. Emrakul's out. We draw. I suppose I'll just go Commercial District Surveil. I mean, I want it, but it's going to get milled anyway. Yeah, I guess why the hell did I surveil? I'll just put it on top so it gets milled. Well, World Breaker. And return on end step, sacking the Commercial District. I guess the benefit of the Commercial District is just the fact that... Yep, there's a Fractured Sanity. Just the fact that we can play it... So what's our biggest threat now? The Airghast? Airghast and Devourer, basically. Another crab. Yeah, maybe I should have kept the K returns for this exact reason. Because if a K return was in yard right now for, let's say, the Kraza, then we could have swept the board of crabs off the world break. Alright, and then we're going to get ultra punished here by a, what you call it? A expedite? No. Extricate? It's a surgical effect. Gonna get ultra punished. No. Instead we're gonna see a consign, probably. Fetch. 13. Okay. Yeah, maybe we do keep the K returns in this matchup. Because right now I can't do jack about these freaking crabs. Shifting Wood is also in the yard, which sucks. He thinks I die here. You're around on the luck. Draw. Void Mirror. I don't think that's relevant right now. Funny enough, if this was a frickin' Vaccine Bobble, we could have played it. Unfortunate. I will play in Forest. 2, 4, 6, 7. We break in the world. But I don't think it's gonna matter. Hit the Watery Grave. We pass in full. Yeah, again, if we had the K returns in yard, at least then we could potentially sweep the crabs, unless they have a consign. That's a consign to memory. Yeah, at least then, I guess they would have probably given us the trigger countered return, but if we had multiple turns in yard, they would have had to counter those instead. So yeah, I think maybe keeping the returns against Mill is right. Because at least it does something from yard, where Kraza is doing jack all. I mean, I guess to be fair, if I had a Kraza on board right now, then we wouldn't be seeing the consign, so give and take. I just think I'm dead. Passing? Really? That's sus. We draw. K command. I feel like you have an archive trap in hand. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I can't play the world break, but we can definitely play the K command. I will exile Scry Draw, exile Crab. How deep I want to go? I want to leave back 3 at least. I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I want to leave back 3 at least here for the world break. There's also just a thought to maybe going Airghast next turn. No, actually, maybe we would leave back a little bit more. Do this. Scry draw exile. And leave back 2 for the Void Mirror. Yeah. 2 for Void Mirror, then 3. Alright, let's do it like this. X equals 2. Crabs, be gone. And drown on the lock. It's a drown. Yield to all. Void Mirror. So that way, if they do have... I mean, if they have an Archive Trap and find a field, they're just going to field me anyways. So kind of a moot point. End step. Return Breaker to hand. Sacrifice the Forest. Draw. Sanctum. Oh yeah, I guess we can search. We can in fact search here. So 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Leave back Airghast. Green. Triggers. Watery Grave. Yield. Sanctum trigger. Yes. What do we have left? We have a Devourer, Mycospawn, Airghast. We could go Mycospawn and kick another land, just try and keep them off of plain spells. Otherwise, do we care more about the fact that if they play lands, we just die to Ruin Crab? It might be better for me to play Devourer. We just need to remember to tap the Talisman for a colored source. Yeah, because keeping off of 3 mana is a lot, so I think maybe the Mycospawn's better. Ugh, I hate this all around. Alright, body hits the board. Actually, did we play a land yet? Not sure I did. Oh, we played the Sanctum, that's right. Do you have another counter and or removal? I'm just going to keep on bringing it back. Alright, we pass. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We would need... Maybe there's a world where I play the Airghast, but don't trigger its ability. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sack the World Breaker after combat. Yeah, I kind of like that idea. Do we have a Stomping Ground left? 1 Stomping Ground. 2 Stomping Grounds. Confirm one more time. 1, 2. I only see 2 Stomping Grounds. We should have another one. Go to end step. Return Airghast the hand. And draw. Oh, speaking of Stomping Ground. Black. For what? Surgical Airghast. Rude. Airghast down. Mycospawn sticks. I think the reason why they took the Airghast because I could actually emerge off the World Breaker and then just replay World Breaker again and again, basically. It is a fun little thing you can do. But let's do this. Myco. Hit the sewers. Holds up black, which means you have a push? Really? Didn't cut push. Do I even care for lands at this point? I don't know if I do. I think I just play Stomping Grounds tapped and call it, just leave more cards in the deck, basically. Stomping Ground tapped. And combat. Show me the push. Yep. Rude. Attack for 5, down to 8. And no reason for you to attack or to block at this point. Okay. Just don't draw lands. I said don't draw lands, opponent. Alright, that is 9 down to 12. Oh, there's my. I think that's my last Myco spawn. Draw. Like, hell I want to cast you. Honestly, I really should have cut these for the K returns. I think I should have cut the rumbles for the K returns in retrospect. Because, like, when do I ever want to cast a K return in this freaking matchup? Never. Absolutely never. I'll play the Ghost Quarter. I'm not going to activate it anytime soon. Hell no to the Ghost Quarter. Absolutely not. Attack. Oh, no. I'm going to die to freaking Crab Mills. Because now they can block for the next 3 turns, basically. Until they find something. If they find lands, they win. I guess I should put a pause on end step on the off chance that they kill it. Okay, it's not a land, so what the hell is it? Probably a, I don't know, Drowning Lock? Temple. I'll play the temple. I'll go attacking. I guess I should, again, I should hold in case they try to lock it. You block. You block. Alright, we passing. And passing. I mean, if you had a land, you just play it, right? So it's not a land. What is it then? I guess I should put a pause on end step instead of passing in full. Passing. They haven't played an Archive Trap yet, and they can't do it because of Void Mirror. Void Mirror is stopping them, or has been stopping them since we've been searching. So they could just have a handful of Archive Traps at this point. Could be consigned, that's true. They could actually consign the Void Mirror, funny enough. I have to be careful of that if I do search at any point for whatever reason. Yeah, that is actually a thing. Draw. Talisman. Go to combat. If we somehow win this, I'll be astounded. Block. Alright, 1 crab left. We need 2 turns. I need to make sure I tap for colored, otherwise Void Mirror will counter it. We pass. Down to 9. Oh, uh-oh. God damn, another crab. Alright, we draw. Jesus Christ, okay. We attack. Crab down. Play the temple, not that it matters. We pass. Tasha's hideous laughter kills me. They're passing. We draw. We attack. They block. All right. If we get a turn, we win. With 7 cards left in our deck. No shot. It's not happening. I'm not going to get my hopes up. We're losing right now. They've drawn into the Tashas. They're going to cast the Tasha's Hideous Laughter right now. A land? Wait. Do we win? GG's? No shot. I have no effing clue how he won that. GG's, opponent. GG's. All right, good stuff. We got the 4-1 at the end of 5. Yeah, I think in retrospect, I'm gonna cut in that matchup Rumble. We're cutting Rumble. We're bringing the Krazas. We're bringing the Heat. We're bringing the Flute. We're bringing the Voidmare. We're keeping the returns in. That was ridiculous. If we had the K returns in there at any point in time, we would have been in such a better position. But we got there. We'll take it. But with that being said, that there will be the end of our second league for tonight's video. That was a 4-1 record at the end of 5 with the air gas version. I'll be honest, it's kind of how I feel about air gas all the time. We win in spite of air gas, not because of air gas. Air gas is a good card, don't get me wrong, but I feel like we win more just by playing the deck normally than I would just by playing the air gas. Like, sometimes it can accelerate into the Emrakul, but sometimes it's kind of just like, all right, it's a 9-minute 6/6. That's it. Right? So I don't know. It's something to think about. Hence why we're comparing the traditional version versus the air gas version to feel out which one's the best one. But with that being said, tomorrow we're going to be testing Eldrazi Tron. So we're going to be comparing the Fleshraker version versus the TKS version. That will be our goal for tomorrow. With that being said, as always, if you did enjoy this video, please do consider hitting the like button, comment down below if you did see any lines that I missed, any mistakes that I made, or any general feedback. Be much appreciated. For as much that I hope y'all learn from me, both my success and failures, I hope I can learn from you all as well. Last but not least, if you have reached the point in the video and haven't already, please do consider subscribing, as it does support me and this channel. However, if you want to watch these videos live, you can catch me over on Twitch, Mondays through Thursdays at 10 p.m. CST, and Fridays through Sundays at 8 p.m. CST for the weekend challenges. If you do want to catch them early, however, over on my Patreon, you can watch them ad-free. That being said, though, folks, I will see y'all next time. Bye-bye!